was setting it up, it kept saying you have to you have to have a certain amount of followers, and I was like, I do. I have 5,000 followers, and even if you don't want to count those followers because they were friends or whatever or switched over, I still have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I still have 197 followers out of the friends, so I still fit the 100 followers. So it still should have worked, but it wouldn't let me. And then, like, I think one of you guys mentioned it in the chat, chat, and I was like, oh, let me try again, and then it worked. I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, Meta's a very stupid thing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I didn't. Did you wind up seeing Watchers, Tom?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
I heard it was awful.
It's pretty. Well, here's the thing. It's and it was based on a book, which I didn't know. So I have no idea if it can. I have no idea how it is to the book. The book could be completely different, but
it's always completely different.
It probably is, but I have no idea. So I can only speak to the movie. It was okay. Like, the world building of it was okay. Like, you were in this weird mystery and like, okay, like, what the hell's going on? But then once they kind of figured it out, it just sort of flatlined on its way out the door and became just this sort of like, oh yeah, this is just like, okay, we got a little monster movie happening. Like, but it was just like, it was going, it was like, oh, this is kind of good. This is kind of good. This is kind of good. Oh, this ending is terrible. And so you walk out of it going like, oh, that was shit. And it's not fair because it wasn't all shit, but the ending was just so tragically pointless.
I heard it was all exposition in the end.
Well, yeah, it is. But I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, you're supposed to be in this world of what the hell is happening? Who is putting us in this box? Like, you're supposed to sort of like almost project onto it a little bit. Like, what is it? Like, you hear noises and stuff and like, what is it? What is it? What is it? So that's part of the whole mystery and what's supposed to scare you, but it doesn't work perfectly. But again, there was a world building thing that was going on, but it once you got sort of the explanation, it just became ordinary at that point. Like, it didn't drive it home at the end and be like, yep, now you know all the answers and this is what's going on. It just kind of, washed away. Like it was a message in the sand on the beach. And it's like, well, I guess that's over.
Well,
Is it better than The Vitch?
The what?
Oh, I couldn't even watch. I couldn't finish that movie.
The Vitch?
Yeah, me too. I hated that movie too.
It's called The Witch, but if you look at the logo, it looks like
it looks two V's. Yeah, I've seen it.
2 V's.
I literally could not finish it. I got maybe 40 minutes in, and I was like, I'm out.
Probably the worst. To me, it's probably the worst A24 movie.
Oh, see, I didn't even know it was an A24 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very up and down for me. Very up and down, but I could not finish that. Now, if I was watching The Watchers at home, like streaming it, would I have finished it? Maybe, but it might have taken a couple of sittings, but I'm like, all right, I got things to do. I'll come back to it. But sitting in the dark theater, I was fine. I was like, yeah, I'm here. This wasn't like
one person.
That's a good question.
Maybe.
Who watches the Watchers?
I might have been. Now that I think about it, I might have been the only person there. But again, I try and do that on purpose, though. I purposely go to like Thursday morning first show because I don't want people in the theater. I don't want people jacking around, especially in the summertime because the kids are off school. So the sooner you go, the less monkey business there is in the theater. So I try for that. So like the Bike Riders comes out on Thursday. Now kids aren't going to go see that anyway, but I'm going to go see that Thursday, afternoon before all the meatballs decide to, head to the theater.
Yeah. I am that meatball.
I am also that meatball as well. I saw Inside Out too over the weekend.
I saw Garfield. That was my husband. I actually really liked it.
One of you made the
Actually,
right choice.
It's getting good reviews. I mean, it's not
yeah,
tanking.
I mean,
I
I haven't
thought it was.
heard anything bad about it. I heard
I
it's
went
pretty funny.
because my husband. Well, we have an orange cat, so we would have to have seen it anyway. But
went
my
because
husband
of
wanted to
Chris
see it,
Pratt.
and I was like, "Really? You want to see it in the theater?" And he's like, "Yeah." So it's like a Father's Day thing, but we wound up going today, and I actually thought it was hysterical. So I am perfectly happy with
Well,
it.
there you go.
But I didn't really have any expectations either, so that usually helps. But I did laugh a lot, and I liked a lot of the voice actors, and I thought it was,
I grew up on Garfield, so I always have a soft spot for him.
Well, I grew up on it, but to be honest, I never saw the other movies. Like I realized today, like I never saw the one.
There's a reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah, the newer ones, yeah. But I used to
Yeah,
watch all
live
that.
I never
action.
saw them, but
I love
thought
the.
it
We
was-
watch the holiday specials every year for.
We do too,
Yeah,
and my
spring.
husband's like all upset because we forgot to watch. This is one of the first years we forgot to watch the Halloween special, and he's
Oh, you can't forget that.
And
one.
that's
Right.
why I think I'd struggle with it, because that the old cartoon voice is so ingrained in my head
Iconic.
Yeah,
that
for
I
sure.
can't. I hear Chris Pratt and I'm like, this is
Ugh.
not right. This is
I forgot about
doesn't
that.
work.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Like when he's playing Mario, it's like all you hear is Chris Pratt.
It was
Yeah.
a little off. Yeah. That
Horrible.
was, but it was. You know what? You just try to you just enjoy it. Like it was
I
like
mean, if it's good, it's
Garfield,
good. You know.
I
Just
went in
Mario
with
playing
absolutely
Garfield.
no expectations, no thought process. I didn't even know if I was going to pay attention, but I laughed, and he laughed the whole time because he's
That's good.
much more happy. He's much more simple minded when it comes to movies. He enjoys whatever.
He's a
But
big gun.
yeah,
I used to be that way, and then I met Tom. Now I'm way more like critical.
yeah, that'll do it every time.
I can't wait to
used
see
to-
where Garfield ranks on Tom's
Hey.
movie list of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I doubt. I'll
Number
see it.
one.
I
Number
doubt. I'll
one.
see it. Very
Number
good.
one.
I have
Very.
a question for you.
Who?
Did you like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
It was okay.
I
There's
think
parts
that
of it I
first
liked. I
off-
don't like it.
That's as good as
I
you're
have
gonna get.
issues with it, but it's okay.
I think that's what the movie was that we were talking about.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
I think so.
I really
'cause
thought it was the other one, but
I thought it was Warm Bodies, but no, that's not
Oh no, that's
we
not it.
both thought
not it.
that.
because we know that's Tom's secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that, he loves that movie.
Yeah,
secret.
Abraham Lincoln.
Well,
Again, I
okay.
think it's one of those movies that didn't quite go for it all the way. Like I think they kind of.
Sure.
It felt like they held back.
Well,
but it was okay.
Wasn't it like Hugh
that's
Jackman?
why like the book goes all in with the premise.
Sure.
Because I actually read the book because I was curious to see like what would be the difference, and they go all in. So, and I thought the book was pretty good. I saw Inside Out 2, and I think that's probably the best Pixar movie at the moment.
What?
That's not saying much though.
What? That's high praise.
I know. I think it's very.
I hated the first one, so
Mature.
you're not going to get me to see the second one.
Oh,
I
no,
love the
you
first one too.
you hated the first
Sorry,
one.
John, did you like the first one?
Love the first one. We just watched it
Yeah, I
like 2
thought
times in the last week.
I
Yeah,
just
actually,
found very. I don't know. It was very boring to me. I did not. The only guy I enjoyed on it was Anger, and it's probably because I love Donald Duck, and that was as close as I was going to get to him. But
Well, he's the
that's it.
best.
Louis Black.
I'll tell you right now, he's the best in this movie as well.
yeah, I mean,
But it's very.
if I could just see his parts, I might. That didn't sound right, but if I could just see his scene,
His parts. You want to see his big red fiery penis,
His
but
big
anyway,
angry. His big anger.
his
You
big
know.
anger. His big angry. It's like scary. It's like super scary, mature, and relatable. Like the way they handled the going from basic emotions to complicated emotions is handled really, really well. I was like, wow, I can actually relate to a lot of these situations. But I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought the animation was great. I thought they had good humor.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah,
I
I'm
loved
off Wednesday, so I'll probably take the kids to see it. But we really like the
Let me
first
know
one.
what you think. So I know. I like the fact that now I have a Disney buddy to gush over because we also play Lorcana as well together. So not together, but we do play. So.
We'll have to stream, play some Paper Lorcana.
Hell yeah, please do, because Pixelborn is dead. Rip.
Pixelborn is dead. Rip.
Yep. Ugh. It's now been 8 hours.
Carissa should play. They have all kinds of Donald Duck cards. Get into
they do.
it.
Oh, have you seen the new one?
It's a trading card game based on Disney properties.
Yeah.
I've never played any kind of card game ever.
It's currently taking all of my money.
That requires like learning rules and stuff, and I was never very good at that.
That's how my spouse is. She like tried Magic one time, and she's like, "Yeah, this is too much."
Yeah, like I could play like blackjack, because it's simple-minded shit. But if you try to teach me the rules of poker, it's not going to happen. So I don't do well with all sorts of rules. That's why I was a good video gamer. Shoot these things and move. I can do that.
Lorcana, you have to be dumb not to understand it.
Yeah, it's a good game for beginners and longtime players. I think they did a good job with the mechanics. It can be in depth, but in the end, it's pretty simple mechanics. So I think they really did a great job with it. And the art is amazing. At the very least, look at some of the art. They definitely get top tier talent for that.
They hired a lot of independent people too for that kind of thing, which I really like, because no card is like drawn the same, unlike like Magic, where you put a bunch of Magic cards in front of me, they all will look the same.
Well, I do think Disney they're not straying too far from the Disney style, right? Disney has a style. But yeah, they've picked some great people to do some different depictions.
I'm gonna kill Disney if they ruin my never-ending story.
Have you seen this Mufasa
Have you seen the
trailer?
Second one? I have already ruined the never-ending story.
I've never seen the second never-ending story.
Well, I only watched second because I had a crush on Brandon, whatever the hell his name is.
Brendan Fraser?
No, the kid that wound up.
That's too bad.
Yeah, my friend went to nursery school with him. He lived in Connecticut, I think, for a while. But
that's
weird. Anyway, that's the only reason I saw. I think isn't there a third too? I never saw that.
I don't know.
I think so.
They're remaking it. It's not like a sequel or anything, right? It's a remake.
Oh, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did not look up anything. I saw a horrible, horrible picture of the Luck Dragon, and I have not looked further into it.
But you have to be careful, because a lot of that stuff is just people making AI shit.
Yeah,
and just posting things on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is coming. Like last year, I kept seeing all this stuff about the new Gremlins movie.
I totally fell for that too.
And I totally fell for it. Guys, this is the fakest shit I've ever seen.
4 times.
They got me.
And I know that they're trying to make one, but they were all like, "Oh yeah, coming 2025." I'm like, there is no script, there is no cast, like there is nothing.
Well, there's a script. It's called ChatGPT.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, this is fair. But yeah, no, there's so much of that's out there now that's just like, oh, breaking news, like this is happening. Like, no, it's not. Like, I'm seeing now everybody's like, oh, it's been confirmed. Like Blake Lively is Deadpool, the Lady Deadpool. I'm like, no, that's not confirmed. There's no confirmation of that whatsoever.
It's that Marvel. It's like those Marvel Facebook groups. They'll post anything and they'll say like confirmed, and it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it just leaks, but then it leaks out.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah,
it's aggravating
because
I'll get really excited. And I'll be like,
let's see if it's real. I'm hoping it's fake. Now they.
But I did see someone.
So they have to keep doing them, right? Because it has to not end, right?
Making people assume that Disney because
they have to make stuff up for clickbait.
No, it can end. Let it end.
I don't even know if this means yes or no. Like I just read the thing and I don't know what it means. It says
because the fucking body of text was probably written by AI too.
Well, it's like now they are rebooting the Neverending Story for streaming. Is Disney bringing it back? While many people assume that Disney is the company that was reviving their franchise, now it's saying it's not. Those rights have been sold and to Michael N Production and Seesaw Films. So they're marketing it to be rebooted by somebody. Oh, which doesn't surprise me. Rights move around all the time. Yeah, rights move around all the time.
Yeah. It looks like that the remake series has been announced, but there's nobody's attached to it yet. So
it's like this stupid Crystal Lake TV show from Paramount that's been in production for 5 years, and they don't even have a script or anything yet. So
the fact that Chucky came out as a TV series before Crystal Lake is absolutely insane. And Chucky, the TV series, is great.
I heard it was good.
It's very good.
Is there a Nightmare on Elm Street show now? What's now? There's something.
No, that's been in development. That's been.
There's no.
I thought that was
out that someone said you're missing the show, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Might be Chucky.
Yeah, there is Chucky is the only one of the monsters that has a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jason is getting one with Crystal Lake, too. And then Halloween is supposedly getting a show, which I'm going to start tearing people's nuts off.
This, but I don't really like Halloween. I mean, I like the Halloween.
Leprechaun TV series. I think that'd be awesome.
I've actually never seen Leprechaun either, so.
It's Jennifer Aniston's best movie.
I keep meaning to. Right? I've been told that. I heard it's.
No, Jennifer Aniston's best movie is We're the Millers. That's her best movie.
Yeah,
and that's a legit fucking funny movie.
I think if they went the way of Chucky or Evil Dead, that Leprechaun could have some legs as a couple seasons of a TV show.
Oh yeah, because the Evil Dead TV show is pretty good too.
It was pretty.
I really enjoyed that one. Yeah,
it was until they decided to do one more season.
Yeah, they always go a little bit too long after something's popular, right? But it was probably the best after waiting 27 years for the sequel that never came.
Yeah.
Chucky didn't. I think Chucky was this last season. I kind of skipped it because they went a little too far. So I was like, okay, well, this isn't fun.
Yeah, because now a lot of that stuff you're probably going to see one good season, and then they put it all into that because they don't think they're going to get a second season, and they're like, oh crap, we got to do a second season.
Yep.
I don't know,
but
I don't know if that's true.
I saw the Mufasa trailer, and I can 100% say that Disney did not. Yes, there is, and I can 100% tell you that Disney did not learn from the
horrible Lion King.
Terrible, creepy CGI Lion King, and it's just as creepy looking.
I mean, I get it. Anything they put out is like a license to print money, but it's like the Moana live remake. The movie is great by itself. Why do we need a live version of it? Like,
I just watched that the other day.
I just saw the trailer for
Moana 2 looks freaking awesome.
I know exactly why they said that about the pig, because we all said it. Why do you have this stupid looking chicken instead of the cute pig in the movie?
Because the chicken is awesome, but
Hey is awesome, but why did Pua only get 30 seconds of screen time?
Yeah. Like
I have Pua in my deck.
And I love Alec Tunick, don't get me wrong. So I'm all for the chicken, but how do you not bring that pig on the It is like the marketing toy of the century. Like that is the cutest freaking pig.
Missed opportunity.
He's in my Lorcana deck. I refuse in my Eels deck. I refuse to take him out because he's adorable.
I think he's absolutely adorable.
He's also not a bad card either. So
I'm totally obviously
I watched Moana, the first Moana, the other night. After because we love watching Disney movies. Yeah, drugs. But every time Pua came on, I was like, "That's my guy. That's my little guy. That's
adorable.
Hell yeah, he's an amazing little pig. He's your buddy. I love that he encourages Moana. He's like, "No, get your ass on that boat. I'm coming with you, bro." It's like,
and he gets left behind.
Makes him a horrible influence, really.
Right? You all need friends.
Also, I still don't understand why the ocean couldn't just take the heart to.
What kind of freaking movie would that be? They needed Maui had to take it. Maui had to deliver it. That's the whole point.
Yeah, to say
the same reason that the Eagles didn't take him all the way to Mount Doom. It's just you have to have a movie.
Possibly the Eagles.
So the movie can happen.
No, the reason why the Eagles couldn't take them to Mount Doom is because the eye would have seen them. That's the theory we're going with.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that's been the theory, but yeah.
I used to say it all the time, though.
It doesn't do anything. So even if it sees them, it still has to send people it still has to send people. And if they're just flying in this. Yeah, listen, let me destroy the Lord of the Rings for you in 2 easy, 2 easy minutes.
No, that hurts.
I mean,
go on. I want you to. Go ahead. Hurt me.
He does establish in The Hobbit, in the book, he does establish that the Eagles are a very proud race. They don't listen to inferior people like goblins and hobbits, and so he couldn't just make them do whatever they want. They also talk in the book, so they took that part out too. But there again, there wouldn't be much of a movie if it didn't. Same thing. Why didn't Tom Bombadil just skip his happy ass into the mountain and throw it in there? Like he could have, but there's a lot of reasons. It's supposed to show that the least likely being is the reason it gets there, and then.
Oh no, I want Tom to ruin it for me, like they ruined the Indiana. Well, it didn't ruin Indiana Jones for me, but they're like, no matter what happened during Indiana Jones did not have to be there for it to happen.
It's true.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. So, but go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a wild. That was a wild theory. But if you watch, I just watched that movie not long ago too, and you're like, yeah, all this shit would have ended up the same.
Yep.
I just saw it on Big Bang Theory.
Indiana Jones was the cameraman. That is exactly what he was the whole time.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, he punches some people on a blimp and stuff. Wasn't that important?
No,
that's later movies. That's later movies. Raiders of the Lost Ark specifically.
Gotcha.
The Dial of Destiny. He gets up.
Dial of Destiny. Don't talk about that movie.
Temple of Doom. He goes in there. Yeah. So no, I get it. Yeah. Raiders. Yeah, I get it.
Like. I haven't seen the Dial of Destiny yet, but every time when I see it, I'm like, this is just.
It's
I feel like Harrison Ford doesn't know where he's at.
Is that the new one?
Yeah,
and that's their fault. Why do they keep dragging this man out there? Like,
I don't know.
Just stop
it. Did you see the pitch meeting for it? Because the guy's like, "Oh, I was picturing like an 80-year-old guy." He's like, "No, he's like 40. Why would I have an 80-year-old guy?" And then they show the headline for the new one. I love pitch meeting. I could just live precariously through them. So like I don't have to watch, because my favorite thing is like, how did that happen? Off screen. That works. Like that's what I always when I go over my scripts, I always make sure like what I do is pretty much plausible. Like I have to like Google, can you really punch a shark and all this stuff? Because he punches a shark.
Doesn't matter.
And it says you can punch him in the nose, but the gill's better. But you know what? We're sticking with the nose because it is a possibility. Anyway, I have to Google everything. Every time I'm writing, I'm just like, would this be a pitch meeting? What part of this would be in a pitch meeting like that I can correct or fix the plot hole of it?
In Set the Hook, I have a comment that says that lobsters are as smart as octopuses, and that's 100% not true.
Yeah, I was like,
because it was a fun line. So I never Google anything.
Oh, I Googled everything.
Yeah, it's all conceptual though, right? It's like if you're living in weird supernatural worlds, nothing matters. It's really irrelevant because
so like the lobster, maybe they are smarter there. But like for example, in issue 7, she's fighting demons and she stabs a rebar through the demon, and I had to look up to make sure the rebar had iron in it because that's what.
You know what? Don't feel bad.
I was like, 97% iron. I just learned something.
We all absolutely do that with the weirdest things. Like people will be like, "There's no way a velociraptor could open that door," despite the fact that Jurassic Park is about dinosaurs coming back to life. We all do that.
Right. I'm making sure the thing has iron when I'm fighting against demons. So it's like,
wasn't that the Jurassic Park TV? Wasn't that the animated show? Or what was that? Where the Velociraptor could open the door?
The movie.
Was that in the movie too?
Yeah.
I remember there was an animated thing I saw as well.
Yeah, and if you pay attention, you can see
figures it out. He's standing in the doorway and he's like whapping stuff around, and he's like, "Oh, this opens."
Yeah. And they do have a new cartoon series about some kids who get trapped on the island Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah,
but if you
look
pretty
decent
closely, when they open the kitchen door, you can see the handler with his hand straightening up.
I didn't know that.
The dinosaur handler. He was terrible at his job.
Yeah, he was very good at his job.
Actually, my nephew's right now. He's on the new DuckTales reboot run.
I love DuckTales.
Oh, I didn't. I watched a little bit of it.
The only thing in Jurassic
Park, it's so good. You got to go back and watch it. It's so funny.
Jurassic Park always bothered me, and I don't care how much this guy on YouTube explains it's bullshit. Is that the T-Rex came from the cliff? He somehow came from a cliff that the car went down. And this guy was showing diagrams of how there's like to the side, there's like a downward slope. Bullshit.
No, it's bullshit. No,
they fucked absolutely. Up he did not pay attention scene to scene and forgot that they had just climbed down, rappelled down a huge ass wall.
Yeah.
They showed it. Like they even showed that it's just a big drop.
Yeah. And then like when Ellie comes up, she gets down there in like 1 second, and it's like they just totally forgot.
Yeah,
that makes the movie funnier though.
It's
like,
obviously nobody cares.
Again, they're being chased by a T-Rex and super smart.
Hey, that's perfectly plausible, except for the fact that DNA cannot live that long. But still, it's perfectly plausible. Exactly. But actually, my husband, who is obsessed with this movie since it came out, there's this when like simple errors. He caught one. He was so thrilled that he caught it. But when the helicopters are there, because we own the Jeep, we own the YJ. So like the YJ's back up. But when he first comes down, they're already parked. But when it comes down again, they're backing up. Like he's like, oh, they had to back up twice. So. But yeah, we have the YJ, but it's not the official Sahara, so we're still working on that one. So
the YJ, she said.
The YJ. My husband has an obsession with Jeeps. Yeah. Hello.
Jeeps and Garfield. That's your man.
Yeah, he totally did.
He's got a Garfield.
Hell yeah.
He's got a Garfield painted Jeep.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably would. Yeah, there was a guy that had like, I think he spent like 40 minutes on this diagram of how the T-Rex got up the side, and I was like, you know what, just accept the loss, man. Nobody cared. We watched it. We loved it.
And then there's clickbait.
He's one of the most powerful creatures on earth. He
this guy did like major. I mean, he did. Sure. He had like diagrams and like drawings of like whatever the park's supposed to have, and he's like, "This is not an error." I was like,
"Right, like, dude, you do not work for Universal. Stop."
Yeah, knock it off.
Right. Universal also did not think about this either. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, he literally came from exactly where the freaking
Michael Crichton probably
the goat was, right? He's eating the goat, and then all of a sudden it's
eating the goat, and then he walks through the wire. Like, how did he walk through the wire, and then the car falls right where it was? So I was get over it.
So the movie can happen.
So the movie can happen.
So
that's all it is. That's all it ever is.
Yes, I did find out that Jeff Goldblum was supposed to die instead of the lawyer. So I did not know that.
Well, thank God.
Yeah. I did not.
Thank God.
That's because he dies in the book.
Yeah, he dies in the book. Yeah.
My mom told me that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the young girl is more of the catalyst than the boy or something. My mom told me she read the book.
Really?
Did you ever read Michael Crichton? Crichton? Is that how you say it?
Crichton.
I did not.
I read Dragon Teeth.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
This book that it was after he died, they released it. It's pretty good. It's more of like the archaeological side of dinosaurs and everything, so it's pretty good.
I'm all about like the fan theories and stuff. I haven't heard or seen anything about that. But like they wanted to convince everybody that little kid that he tortures with the nail, the claw from the raptor. They wanted to say that was Chris Pratt that grew up. That's why he respected, but they said no.
Shut up! Don't do that.
There was also I don't know if you know the nerd rapper MC Chris. There was also an internet rumor forever. Everybody thought that was MC Chris from Adult Swim fame.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they proved that it was. Wasn't there a little kid with the Spider-Man mask in Iron Man or Avenger or something, and that was Parker?
Tom Holland.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It absolutely was not.
It wasn't, but they were saying that it was.
Absolutely not Peter Parker. Absolutely not.
He would have been like
absolutely not. Stop.
I mean, in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man's, Thomas Jane was supposed to appear as the Punisher.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was supposed to walk by in the fountain scene. I think in the second movie, he was supposed to walk by, but they instead, I guess Thomas didn't. But that
sounds like him. He was probably like, "Oh, we're gonna do this. Cool. Nah. Never mind."
Which is sad because I like him. I actually like him as the Punisher.
Yeah, he was decent.
Yeah, I liked his Dirty Laundry short too. That was really good.
Oh, I was like,
he did like a fan short. Yeah, that actually was probably one of the best Punisher things.
It was, yeah. Next to
Katie's right though. They knew Jeff Goldblum was the sex appeal, so they had to let him live.
It had to be, and
to
also
to do the horrible sequel.
Have you seen Jeff Goldblum's Disney series?
No.
It's just him. It's I got to look up what the name of it was, but it's just him watching
amazed by
people make
shit.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
just
like
him
they
being
just gave him a
amazed.
camera crew and we're like, just go.
Yeah.
I saw like clips of it and I was like, wow.
My husband would probably watch
it's actually pretty funny because just
I heard
his
he's really nice
reactions are
in
like,
person, so.
my God. He's like, by God, this is how this is made? That's so cool.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
like I think you just described every episode, right? Like I've already seen every episode already.
This is it.
Yes.
So this is the problem that I have with Jeff is like I like him. I think he's a good actor. I think he's fun, all of that. But like in a context of that, I'd be like, this is his reaction every time, right? Like
yes.
yeah.
Every year he becomes more of a caricature of Jeff Goldblum. It's like he watches his old movies and then he tries to act like himself. It's
wow.
like,
So I mean, so much so he got a Magic the Gathering card. That's how much of a caricature he
hell
is.
yeah, he did.
So
in the sexy pose, it was amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
My brother actually has Jeff Goldblum as a card, and I want to make a deck based around him. So I'm like, please let me, give me.
Nice.
No, Jeff Goldblum's great.
I don't. Do you think that if you meet them in person and you don't like them or they're jerks, would it ruin your
yes.
Yeah.
Because like
yes.
I haven't met anyone that kind of ruined it for me. Though my husband got a picture of Nedry, whatever the heavy guy. What's the Norm? Whatever the heavy guy is.
Dennis Nedry, yeah. Wayne Knight, yeah.
Wayne Knight, yeah. And he wasn't mean. He wasn't anything, but he was like no interest to being there. So my husband's like, I just paid $75 for just like this guy doesn't even want to like acknowledge that I'm there.
That's how I felt with CM Punk as well when I met him.
I can see that.
He had absolutely no interest
in his name.
I don't even know who that is. So
listen, I was also the only person that was like, "Hey, you know, you might have wrote Drax for Marvel. How do you feel about that?" And he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna sign this and go." Okay,
wow.
I guess he didn't actually write it.
Yeah, he put a ton of effort into that.
Everyone I met in Supernatural, though Mark Shepard kind of wasn't as enthusiastic about it, but everyone that I met in Supernatural and gave my hardcover was like super, super nice. You know, I don't expect them to actually read it, but they all took it. And even like Jeffrey Dean Morgan was like, "You did not fucking write this." It's like, yeah, I did. He goes, I'm gonna totally read this. We're comic book people. I'm gonna read it. I was like, as long as you take it, I'm happy. Like, I don't really expect you to read it. And
I think no,
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, with Jensen, I handed it to him, and you're in a rush. Like I knew he wasn't going to talk or anything. Like they just kind of push you along. But I handed it out to him and said, "You don't have to take it, but I wrote it if you want it." He stared at it like he was trying to compute what was going on. He was like, "Fuck yeah, I want it!" Like it was just like, "Oh, here you go."
That's cool.
So yeah, but I haven't met anyone that I totally did not like.
I mean, I don't put a lot of effort into that either. I don't really want to have like. I understand that that's kind of an awkward situation for them too. So I don't really put much effort. A few times, you know, comic creators and stuff like that, I've had, you know, interactions where you're like, oh, it kind of sours it a little bit. But I also don't go out of my way for that reason because, you know, if we live in a fantasy relationship with what they create, and it's like, I'm fine with it staying there. I don't need to really meet the real people.
You know what, though? Sometimes it makes it better. Like when I met, with Robert Englund, you know, after 4 hours, I hated him each half hour. You know, like each half hour, I hated him just a little bit more. And I was just like, stop fucking talking 13 minutes to each person. But when you get to him, he's like super nice. He's like super excited to see you. Like, he tells the most random, stupid stories that are just like, okay. Like, but he was super nice. He took the book. You know, he's like, this is amazing. And he was an Easter egg in my book. His sweater's in there and everything. He signed his sweater. He was super excited about it. So he was super nice. But but you know, halfway through, I was just like, I'm starting to hate this guy. Like, I'm just like so exhausted.
I know. I heard the Jason David Frank was like that. Like he would stay hours and hours and hours and talk to everybody for.
You know, and they're really super nice, and I totally get it. Like, but I mean, like Norman Reedus was like super fast, but you did not feel gypped. I mean, he shook your hand, which I still don't know why I'm the only one he said his name to, because I'm like, I know I just paid $150 for you, but I was like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm Norman Reedus. It's like,
You paid me money. I must go
I mean, you had like 30 seconds, but you felt like he listened to you. He heard you. I mean, he took my book too, and you just feel like you don't feel gypped. I loved Robert Englund, but I didn't need 10 minutes, of talking to him. I mean, especially when it's been like 4 hours, even after, all of us were saying we're not going to spend a long time with him.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily like those kind of interactions because I know it's kind of setting you up for disappointment. There's a lot to it, but I would pay to watch you go and rush up Robert Englund through and be like, "Come on, buddy, let's wrap it up. I've been here too long. I'm over talking to you. Okay, let's get going."
The only time that I felt I kept trying to move it along, and my husband was too, was Jared, because Jared in Supernatural, who plays Sam, we had the tornado warning. So it was like 4 hours behind because we were all in the basement, together and hiding. So when we were in line, we didn't want to talk a lot. We're just like, we're going to move it along. But he kept asking questions, and you're thrilled that he's asking questions. And I'm just like trying to like get my book back. And, he took my book too. And he's just like, "Can I really have this?" And I was like, "Yes." He goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Just take the fucking book." I was like, "Yes, I want you to have it more than anything." But
now I don't want you to have it.
No, he was super. Actually, I was actually relieved because the whole time I'm thinking he's going to be tired. We're going to be rushed. I paid $170 for this damn autograph. I shouldn't have to be rushed through, but he did not rush anybody. He was very nice. He wasn't like Jensen. Jensen rushes you through, but Jared's like, "Hey, what's going on? Where are you from? How is this? How nice to meet." He wasn't anything like that. But with my husband, who was behind me, he had him sign like a drum head. And the guy's like, "Oh, you play the drums." And Jared's like, "What do you play?" And this and that. And Oliver's like feeling really nervous because people are waiting. He's like, "Oh yeah, I wrote the music for her comics." And they all turned to look at me, and I was like, I already had my turn. I'm like, "Come on, let's go." So, but he was super nice and not rushed or anything, which was really, really nice because you don't know what to expect, especially with an autograph when there's like 40 people behind you, waiting. So you don't know what to expect, but so far I've had really good interactions with everyone. But I'm going to be disappointed at one point. I'm just waiting for that one time to be like, "I don't want your stupid book. Why are you giving this to me?"
Yeah.
So
I went to Gillian Anderson's first ever Creation Con when the X-Files was hot. Wow. And, I mean, the place was, it was a madhouse. The place was packed. They had one of the guys from The Lone Gunman was there too. And, but the place was absolutely packed. And so while she was doing her talk on stage, they basically started telling people in the crowd, like, you can start lining up for autographs or whatever. And so people started lining up for autographs, and it went outside and it kept going and going. But I wanted to hear her talk. So I listened to the whole panel, and then I left after the panel was over, and the line was just, I mean, it was fucking ridiculous. But I got out in line and I'm like, all right, whatever. I got my picture. We're going, and we're there for a long time, like hours, because we're talking about thousands of people are in this line. And the guy comes out, who's running the thing, and he's like, "Guys, it looks like the line's going to have to cut off about right here." He's about 20 people up for me. And everybody was like, "Oh my God." He's like, "Well, it's not up to me. She'll decide, but we're estimating about right here's the cutoff, blah, 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 whatever." And then we kind of kept moving. We're like, okay, what's going to happen? And then he came out about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes later. He was like, "Okay, guys, listen, I have been told that Jillian is staying for everybody that is in line." Aww. And so she stayed for like 2,000 people and signed everybody's stuff on that one day. So yeah, so it was really cool. And when we got up there, we were moving quickly, because she had a lot to do. But even then, she wasn't just like like go, She was like, "Hey, thanks for coming, appreciate it. Here's Gillian Anderson, blah blah." That's really nice. So I was like, all right, that was cool. That was my first real sort of brush with somebody like super popular. So
yeah, good. The only ones I have coming up are Michael Rooker.
I did a press conference with him. That was fun.
Really? Is he nice?
Yeah. Oh God, he's hysterical.
Is he really? Because I was supposed to see him. I was supposed to get his autograph in Atlanta, but I'm not kidding. After 4 hours of Robert Englund, I was like, I'm going home. Like, it was a Saturday. I even had one more day. I was like, we're going home.
So
like, I couldn't do anymore.
So I wasn't even supposed. I wasn't supposed to do the press conference at all. So I was working with a horror website a few years back, and
a horror website.
A horror website?
Yeah, a horror website. Slackjaw Punks.
Okay.
Yeah, a horror website. Anyway. And he was like, "Hey," the owner of the site was like, "Hey, I can't do it. You're gonna be at Motor City Comic Con. Can you do this for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So I got my little recorder and I didn't have a camera, so I just had my little recorder, and he came in hungover and going, "Listen,
It was Merle.
everybody needs to ask me a decent question or I'm just not going to be here." And of course he was being playful about it. So it's like he wanted to be there. And one of the person's questions was, who would win in a fight, Meryl or Yondu? And he's like, "That's your question. You have one question to ask me. And that is your question."
Wow.
I can whistle, and that is the answer. Like, it was so fun. He was hysterical.
I heard he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and apparently, like, even at his autographs too, he's a very wonderful guy to talk to as well. But he was very playful, very upbeat, and very hungover.
I bought his autograph already for Knoxville next month, I think. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also supposed to get Kevin Smith's autograph, and I want to give him one of my books too, because everyone I get an autograph for, I give a book. But he has a comic book store, so I feel like everyone does that, and I don't want to bother him. But then I was like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, he might be actually one to appreciate it.
Yeah, well, he was at Fanboy last year, and I was mad because I wanted to meet him and I wanted to meet Sean Astin. Instead, I was doing a fucking table where nobody came because they were all on their lines. Sean Astin had like a 3-4 hour line. But I didn't get a chance. But the person next to me said, who was tabling, said, I just saw Kevin Smith in the bathroom and he took all my books. Like he gladly took them all. I was like, damn it. So cool. I didn't have my hardcover then, so we'll give him the hardcover if he wants it. The only thing I ever say is, because I don't want them to feel like they have to take it, I'm just like, listen, the book you're signing now, I wrote. If you want one, I have one for you. No obligation. Like, you don't have to take it. So like, here, take my it's just take my book.
I'm too cheap to pay for somebody's autograph, and also, I had a couple awkward interactions with bands that I really liked when I was younger, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just not going to put. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I'll just, whatever.
I have every autograph I've had was worth it. The only thing that I regret, and I didn't have it at the time, was I really want James O'Barr to sign my hardcover. And now that I think about it, I want him to sign my second hardcover because it has the whole Gideon's pawn shop in it with a crow on the sign. So that's my Easter egg for issue. That's book 3. Damn it. Well, it'll be a while. Wow. Issue 13 has my Easter egg of 14 has my Easter egg for James O'Barr. But anyway, I have his autograph. He was super nice to meet. But I don't know. He took my comic book by accident. Did I ever tell you that? I was signing. He signs all his stuff for free, no matter how old it is, because I said I've had this since 1993, and he signed it for free. His agent wasn't happy about it, but he signed the other thing for free. So I had 2 issue 1s, and I was like, well, since I got those for free, I'll just pay for these 2. So I handed it to him. He signed one, and then he looked at the second one. Is this for me? And I was like, yes. It's like it wasn't, but I'm like, yeah. So he has my issue 1. But I doubt he ever read it. But I think that the hardcover they're less likely to throw away because it has more guilt to it than a single issue. Like you just
for sure
leave a single issue someone, but you get a hardcover that actually looks nice on the outside at least. Be like, yeah. So we'll see. But I've had good interest.
If they want my shit, they can buy it. I ain't giving them nothing. Yeah. A couple times I've went to hand it to like fellow comic creators, and they're like, "Oh, will you mail it to my office or something?" They're just like, "Yeah,
ew, no."
I'll take it and I'll pay it.
The only person I want to mail it to because he's actually the reason I have it for different reasons. But Christian Kane, which I'll probably never meet, even though I want his signature more than anybody. But I would mail it to him because I'm like, I have this. I'm broken in debt because of you. Take my book.
This is your fault. Take it.
this is all your effing
Take free
fault.
product. I could be selling this product, but
I will always try to give comic creators that I respect, like, you know, I really enjoy and I will always try to give them my books. And they'll just mail it to my office of like,
thanks for hacking my stuff.
no,
I guess you could
just throw it on the table and run away.
Yeah, exactly. Here, throw it at them. Tie it to a brick and throw it at them. They're hospitalized. Great, it's memorable. Like you can't.
I do need to make some effort. My only you can probably see back here. The only comic creator that I really want to meet before he's gone is Sam Keith. I've never had the opportunity, but he doesn't do a ton of shows. So
I want a cover from James O'Barr, but I cannot. I wish I asked him in person, but I wussed out. He's the only one. Like everyone's like, who's the artist that you would want most? It's James O'Barr. I have emailed him. I have sent messages to his agent. I've sent everything except for saying it in person, and I'm still mad about it. So I don't know. I just want even I told her even if it's a sketch, I wrote I don't care if it's a doodle of my hair. I just want a freaking carrot. Make a doodle of a crow, and I would be happy. Huh?
I want Morocco and Dolfo.
There you go.
Morocco and Dolfo.
Yeah.
A natural paprika.
So
okay, whatever. Sam Keith is a good. Sam Keith is also a good answer too, because I love Sam Keith as an artist. I love the Max. I like his Batman Through the Looking Glass. But a lot of the stuff that he gets tied to isn't particularly good, hence Batman Through the Looking Glass.
That's why I love him, man. He just does whatever he wants.
Right. Like
doesn't even have to make
artwork. Yeah, like every time I'm just like, oh god damn, this is terrible. But God, Sam Keith's art is great.
Even some of his independent stuff was just totally off the rails, and it's just like that's what I like about him. And he was a big part, when I was younger. He really his books helped me realize, comics can be whatever the hell you want. They don't have to
exactly
whatever's free flowing from your mind, So
that's how I got those two novels.
That's how I got with Rob Gilroy. Rob Gilroy kind of got me started on that path as well, as like comics could be whatever. Especially with John Layman with Chew is what I'm talking about. That's what got me started with like, comics don't just have to be, superheroes.
Right.
They can be these off the wall. Oh yeah, you have powers, but it's all related to food shit. Or Why the Last Man as well.
It's a good one.
So that was another one that was really big for me too. Which I know a lot of some people don't really like Why the Last Man, but I think that's a great book. I think everybody should read that one.
I think it was a great book too. Brian K. Vaughan's a little more, his stuff is like more adaptable to a wide audience, but like John Layman and Sam Keith and those guys, just great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
I'm always surprised we didn't see much more from John Layman.
It was weird. So he released, because they just rebooted Chew, which isn't particularly good, but he could fight me on that. But he was trying to release something called Leviathan, which is
that looks super cool.
Yeah, and it like disappeared, where it was just about two dude bros, and
that's because Aftershock disappeared.
Yeah, it was Aftershock.
It wasn't an Image. Or was it Aftershock?
He was pretty much maybe it was moving over there, but I'm pretty sure he was pretty heavy with Aftershock for a while. Because he did that thing with Sam Keith for them. The thing in the Loon was for Aftershock.
The Hollows was IDW.
No, not that. It was called like Samantha in the Loon or something.
Egret.
Egret in the Loon. Yeah. That was an Aftershock book that they did.
I didn't know that was Aftershock. I didn't know that.
And so I assumed that it was. I may be wrong on Leviathan, or maybe it was going to be Aftershock and then it moved. But yeah, it did disappear.
It did, yeah, and that's I guess that's the point with is like it just disappeared, and I'm like, it's just about two dude bros hanging out with a big dragon thing.
Yeah, never doubt Tom.
Awesome.
Well, he went to because he was doing Chew for a long time, and then there was a period of time where he was like, yeah, I'm not working for DC or anything, and then like Chew slowed down. He's like, okay, I'm working for DC.
Image.
And no, to DC. He was like, I'm going to DC now.
Yeah, he got a couple Batman gigs and other stuff.
Yeah, he was like, I guess working for DC is okay. And so he was doing a lot of that stuff for a while.
And
Yeah,
now
you're right.
he's redoing.
Never Doubt Tom. Eleanor and Egret was
Eleanor and
Aftershock,
Egret.
I
Yeah.
read it. Yeah.
I don't know where the hell the loon came from, but I knew it was a bird.
And that was a good one. I like that one.
It's like the boy and the heron. It's a bird. That's what we know.
It's a bird. It's got a bird in it.
It's a bird that's big.
Damn you, Aftershock.
Yeah. Damn it. Baby Teeth was great by Tiny Cates. It's about a girl who gets...
They were pulling some big names over there, but they screwed it up.
Well, Aftershock had huge names, but none of it really did well, regardless of the names. And I'm not sure if it was just because it was not good stuff, if it was not good marketing, if it was... I don't really know, but they kind of hit a wall really fast.
I think the biggest problem with Aftershock is that they were pulling a lot of ideas that wouldn't appeal to a lot of people.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like us. Yeah.
They were way... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of the guys that were at Aftershock had already done like Image stuff. And so the question was like, well, why aren't you just taking that to Image? So clearly Aftershock was coming in and saying like, look, we're going to hook you up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Right. Whatever it is, whatever the deals were. They clearly dragged these guys almost kicking and screaming to come in and do whatever it was that they were doing. And then it all just kind of, it never really clicked. They got a lot of hype early on. Like they had Jimmy Palmiotti and doing Super Zero and things like that. But like I said, they had the names, but I don't think they had the concepts. I forgot work within where we were at that time.
I forgot Leviathan was Nick Batara too. I mean, that's
wasn't it?
Yeah, and if you don't deliver, those guys can't go without getting paid. You know,
they had Aftershock had another really good one too about like this grandmother that goes to hell. And that's the entire thing is like she's going to hell to save like her grandson or something. And it was really interesting. And that one completely disappeared. I gotta find it because clearly it didn't do very well. But
the only thing that I saw that actually had some semblance of like, and again, it didn't do well really sales wise, but I remember reading something about it getting optioned was a book called Dark Ark, which is basically the idea that there were two Noah's Arks basically. And
yep, I remember that one.
That's by
go over to Dark Horse? I forgot.
No, was that Colin Bunn?
Colin Bunn might have been.
I think it was. Yeah. I read that one too. It's not particularly really good, but it is. I do.
But I think conceptually it's interesting. And I think that's why people were like, oh, okay, like what is it? What can we do with this concept? Even if the book itself is not that great. But again, perfect example, right? It's like you get this idea that's not executed well, and it just kind of falls off a cliff, unfortunately.
And you know better than us being in the industry, you know, and what you do. A ton of them just put out. I mean, if you look at their website right now, there's 70 titles, and we haven't even mentioned, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
1%
like, I think Animosity was the one that kind of expanded themselves out of all of them.
They are accepting submissions, Chad. You want to submit to them?
Oh, thank God. Yeah, John, let's go in on that. Hell yeah. Baby Teeth was really good because it was about this girl who gets pregnant with she gets pregnant with the Antichrist, and she has the baby, but a bunch of organizations are coming after her to kill this baby, and she's like going through to protect it.
I feel like I heard you talk about that on your show. That premise sounds familiar.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's very good. And it's interesting because then eventually it goes to this whole idea of an Antichrist is born every year, and these people are trying to like kill it in order for the world not to end. But she's the one that is like able to get away and cause the end of the world. It's very cool. Donnie Cates wrote it, and that's how he got on my radar very quickly. Yes, I am a Donnie Cates fanboy, and I do not hate that. So
that's all right. Like what you like, man.
Yeah. John, you have a Kickstarter. I know Carissa's sitting here going,
I do not have a Kickstarter, sir.
I'm sorry, you got a Zoop.
I got a Zoop.
You got a Zoop.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not like that name. It just sounds like something really gross on the bottom of my shoe.
It's an odd choice, especially if you're going to focus all only on comics.
Like what did they say where the name come from? Like, is it short for something
It's
or
the soup.
a nickname?
It's the soup.
I do not know.
On. So,
and even more strangely, they didn't take zoop.com. There's zoop.gg. So that makes it even.
Well, I'm going to go get zoop.com right now.
Go get it.
Oh, great.
wow.
Yeah, so there must be some reason for that. I don't know. I didn't get, the first meeting with them. They don't give me all the details of their business decisions over the last 20 years. But
do you wanna talk about your?
Yeah, and I mean, if people have questions, a lot of people have had questions. Why are you going to Zoop? What does Zoop do? I'm this is my first time, so I'm just kind of figuring out myself. But I'll tell you what, I approached them about doing Drumsticks of Doom, the trade paperback again, thinking, I want to expand the sites that we've been on, try a different one. Maybe they have a different audience. And, one of their people contacted me and said, yeah, we really like the book. It looks cool. But, I'll be honest with you, the crowdfunding sites, we have very similar audiences. So there wouldn't be a ton of benefit for us. You've already had a pretty successful Kickstarter. So we'd love to have the next issue. So, that was kind of cool. They were like, excited about it. You obviously don't get that kind of personal attention at Kickstarter. I love Kickstarter. They're the probably sole reason, besides my amazing collaborators, that I can even make comics. So yeah, I mean, it's no way like I'm abandoning Kickstarter. I hate Kickstarter. I'm just, in this day and age, we had the
we're not going to hurt you for not being completely loyal. It's okay. You don't have to explain yourself. First of all,
he does. He absolutely has to explain himself. I'm going to put him to the coals here in a minute.
Well, I feel like I do,
interrogate him.
A lot of our co-creators would be like, oh, I'm getting the same results from Kickstarter. I got to do something different. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to Zoop. You want to hear about it? And most of the people I talk to are like,
yep.
Why are you going to Zoop? That's so crazy. Why wouldn't you? It's like we have conversations every day in these chat groups about doing something different. We had the thing a couple years ago with the blockchain and Kickstarter, and everybody was abandoning Kickstarter. And there's things with other sites, and this site promotes AI, and this one doesn't. There's all these things that happen. So again, I'm just trying to diversify. I don't want to put it all in one basket. I was very excited that they were excited to work with the book. And again, they're all comics, so that's kind of cool. They have great projects. Tim Seeley's got a project on here, Jim Starlin, so that's kind of cool. We're one of only 6 campaigns live right now. So you get personalized attention. They send out email blasts. They send out social media updates. And again, you don't necessarily get that in Kickstarter because you're one in a drop of, 10,000 campaigns across multiple types. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a try. It has been an uphill battle. I mean, people have emailed me. People who never respond to my updates are taking the time to tell me I'm not going to Zoop. Why'd you leave Kickstarter? I'm like, I've sent you 80 updates and you've never replied, but you replied to tell me to go to hell because I'm going to Zoop. Like, well, that's so weird.
It's I got that the other day too from somebody. They're like, hey, I'm not promoting Kickstarter anymore because of the whole Stripe thing, and I'm like,
somebody reached out to me and told me that too. And I said, well, I did just send you an update that we're on Zoop that you're responding to. Did you see that we're on a different platform? And then he was like, oh yeah, cool. I'll back you there. So, no harm, no foul. But I just thought it was weird that he was responding to tell me he hates Kickstarter.
Yep, that was very weird to me too.
It might have been the same person.
Maybe we'll find out.
So at the very least, Zoop is getting my audience interacting with me more than they usually do. So I guess
what are your actual numbers in comparison?
Very, very poor. I mean, normally Drumsticks of Doom, we average between 190 and 260 backers across the 5 campaigns we've done for it. Typically it is a trickle in. We don't get like 200 in a day or anything like that. But but at this point in the campaign, we'd be the funding goal isn't even what I usually put up because I kind of knew it was going to be a little uphill struggle. So it has been hard to get people to cross over.
That's true.
Even some of these names are new people, which is cool. So we did check that box that we did get some new people, but 150 to 200 of the normal backers just haven't come over yet for whatever reason. So it has been a little bit of an uphill battle. I think we can still get there. We've got the book and the Carissa Grant inspired plushie up there. So I think the higher price point will help us get there. But we're definitely going to have to come back crawling to Kickstarter with our tail between our legs and say we're sorry.
Well, and let me be real clear here, because I just had this conversation on another podcast, and it seems like I do this all the time. There's nothing wrong with trying out these other sites. There's GoFundMe, there's Zoop, there's a handful of these things that are out there. But the reality that people have to understand, the very real reality, is that none of these other crowdfunding sites have any sort of regular visitation activity from just the general, internet crowd, right? You can drive people there. You can be like, hey, we're doing a thing here. I'm going to drive my people there. You can try to anyway. Like, there may be some pushback, but just the basic reality that Kickstarter is sort of the name brand, number one, and number two, they have been around long enough that they have active monthly, weekly, daily people that are just coming there and just looking around because they know that stuff is there, so just the fact that a lot of these campaign places only have 5, 6, 8, 10, a dozen running at a time, that kind of tells me a lot that people really aren't sold on any of this stuff. Now, I know there's, like you just said, Tim Seeley has a thing on there. I saw on Zoop. I just looked, and they have like a Gorgo thing, so there's some interesting things on here. And I know that a lot of these
stupid thing called Drumsticks of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that is, but
I don't know.
A lot of these sites have tried to pull names in to give themselves credibility, which is great. That's what they need to do. But at the end of the day, these sites like Zoop and Fund My Comic and things like that, they really, I think, need to be used as the expansion of your brand versus the start of your brand. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying just do Kickstarter. Like, you should do Kickstarter, and then you should do Zoop, and then you should do Fund My Comic, and you should do Indiegogo, however you want to do it. But I really try and tell people all the time, like, look, man, it really has to start with Kickstarter if you want that pop to really happen. Even when, I'll give you an example of my own. When I worked for Dynamite, we did a Bad Kitty comic for them, and I kept telling them, you need to put it on Kickstarter. This is where the bad girls are. It has to be on Kickstarter. Like, well, no, we're going to put it on Indiegogo. And I'm like, that's not where this book is going to shine at all. Please put it on Kickstarter. This is where all my guys follow me. It's an easier transition. I know you have a Kickstarter already. It's going to work. They're like, well, we're going to put it on Indiegogo. So they did it on Indiegogo, and in 2 months, they did $11,000 for Bad Kitty. I said, okay, now give it to me. I'm going to run a campaign. I'm going to run it for 2 weeks, and I'm going to show you the difference. So in 2 weeks, we did $11,000 on Kickstarter, where they did $11,000 in 2 months. And if we had just started it on Kickstarter, it could have been an immense wave of like, whoosh, instead of separating the audiences, we would have had a huge wave crashing like, oh my God, let me get all this stuff. Dynamite's fans would be there. My fans would be there. Kaboom. We would have had something really crazy. But because they went the opposite direction, the reverse order. Like, I didn't say don't do Indiegogo. I was like, do that second. Make that your second chance offer. But they wanted to go the other way. And I was like, well, it's your book. So I have no say in that. But that was the result that we had. So it's really important to understand that it's not just using Kickstarter. It's you're using Kickstarter because that's where the audience regularly circulates.
And, we've done a couple different things like this and not seen the transition. So I probably should have stuck to my guns and said, Zoop, I really appreciate your excitement. But Kickstarter is our home base. Now for me, I don't do this full time, so I can do these experiments. Dan's going to get paid. The book will get made. It might cost me some time and energy, which, is frustrating, but for other people considering it, unless you have a really, really hardcore audience like Hackslash or something like that, where they're going to follow you wherever.
Right.
And I've seen that a couple times, even to my website. If I'm like, hey, we had a failed Kickstarter, and then I was like, hey, the 120 of you that wanted to back, why don't you just go through this pre-order? We got 50 of them to do it. So even just flowing to your own site is a challenge. So people like what they like, and they can like what they like.
Well, and people get used to it. Yeah, and people get used to it. So when you move, the people that are used to one place, particularly, you have to remember that we're dealing with credit cards and stuff, various websites. A lot of people are like, I don't want to be putting my credit card on all these places. A lot of people complained to me about the Indiegogo thing. They were like, I don't like the way they do the credit card deal. And I'm like, I understand. So yeah, I think you should always create a home base wherever you want to create it. If you're coming in at ground zero, pick a spot. That's your home base. But again, if you just want available eyeballs, Kickstarter has more available eyeballs than all of the other platforms combined.
Absolutely. They just have the years and the, all the whole thing. They were one of the first. Yeah.
It's just, they're Kleenex, right? Yeah. Crowdfunding is tissues, but Kleenex is what we understand. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's a good way. That's an unfortunate way of saying it, but yeah.
So I'm still hopeful we'll get there. It is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We will do a Kickstarter to kind of clean things up, and
yeah, sure.
I did have one person reach out to me, and I did appreciate the feedback. They said that they had a challenge with using the Zoop interface, so they did give me some feedback there. I like how it's laid out. I back every site imaginable if I see a book I like, but you can't assume people are like you, right? Everybody's different, and you're right. They have the right to protect their information. I'll put my credit card out wherever. I know that it's out there anyway, but not everybody's going to be like that.
Attention hackers.
There's no room on my credit card, so I'll put
I don't care.
Yeah, right.
Listen, I get those emails from the dark web thing, and they're like, "Hey, did you know this is out there?" I'm like, sure, whatever.
Bro, everyone has everything, but no, I can't blame someone because again, that's their hard-earned money. That's their
steal my identity.
So, they don't want to come over, but yeah, of course, I was hoping for a more exciting response to Zoop, but it's been an experience, something I can share with my co-creators, and we'll grind our way through it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem hitting that goal. You should hit 4,000. You still got 16 days. You should hit it without a problem, I would imagine.
We're not you, Tom.
No, but just from general numbers and days remaining and so on, 4,000 should be an attainable. You're only like $1,700 away, so it's an attainable thing. Assuming that Zoop has similar sort of Kickstarter algorithms, like people start at high at the end and kind of dips down and then it comes back at the back end. Assuming that happens, he should be able to hit that 4,000. Yeah.
I love that saying. Everyone's entitled to their own wrong opinions. I have this up on the screen because that's the one you're supposed to go for, because then you get the plushie and all of them. So
get the plushie.
Yeah, please
that's
go
the
for
best
that
thing
one.
ever.
There is another tier with just the plushie, but if Carissa wants to,
that might be mine. Actually, I might be going.
I'm gonna back the one with the plushie.
I'm probably just getting the plushie. Right?
It's adorable.
I obviously have to add the plushie to my army of plushies.
Listen, I will tell you live so you can document it. You have literally saved this company. I don't know if Tom and Chad know this.
That's bullshit.
We were literally headed towards bankruptcy in January. I was about to blow the whole wad paying for trade paperbacks and maybe even plushies. And Carissa gave me two great producers, vendors to work with. So she literally saved Part-Time Comics, and she deserves that credit. So you're on the comp list. If you want a little Argyle in the mail, I'll send it to you. Because I was ready. I got swept up in the moment. I was like, all right, we didn't get where we wanted with the trade paperback, but I want to order this amount. And she's like, listen, go to my printer. You'll get twice the amount of books for half the price. And she was right. I never really ordered overseas because I didn't want to hassle with the overseas stuff and all that and thinking they're going to come and half be damaged. But she was right. I got a great quality book at a great price. And now again, this plushie, I thought they're going to cost me $50 each and nobody's going to buy them. Again, she hooked us up with part of why I wanted to come on your show was to thank you for that and to let you know you are definitely on the comp list for the foreseeable future.
I would love an alligator. Oh, hold on.
It's me. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lori, we're just about to stop.
I know.
But I'm glad.
Send me the link anyway. I'm gonna come on and do like the Midwestern goodbye.
Yeah,
I'm just here to hang out for 5 minutes and tell everybody I exist.
I'm glad that I was able to help you. I'm not used to people listening to me, so that's all I need in return. But I'm not gonna say no to an alligator. So obviously he would be on the show with me almost every week. So he's more than welcome to join my army of plushies.
Well, even better for me if you're going to advertise for me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will advertise. Yeah. So not a lot of people know this. Some might have realized it. My books are set up weird because I'm doing hardcovers sooner than I actually only have 5 hardcovers. They're actually going to wind up being 10 now. But in every single technical hardcover, there's actually an alligator as an Easter egg, or as a monster, or as a picture in the background, because alligators have been my spirit animal since I was 5. So I absolutely love alligators. I feel guilty killing the one I did in my story. Well, he comes back later. There's more of them. That one comes back. But anyway, yeah, he's an Easter egg. He's an alligator in the sewer is the first issue. I have the alligator monster coming in issue 12. I have an alligator in the sewer in the next book. Like I have an alligator in every single book. So I absolutely love alligators.
That's what I
John,
wrote
don't you
for
dare.
CB Zane and Bad Kitty. We had a lichen gator in our thing. It was a big
nice.
transforming, were gator.
Oh,
guy.
sick! That's awesome.
Yeah.
Weird
I'm trying to
gator.
think,
That's awesome.
like this is, so there's an alligator in 1, there's an alligator in 12, there's an alligator in 20, and there's another alligator I think in I think it's 24, and then there's a couple and later. So there's always an alligator somewhere. So I love having them. I don't have a were alligator. Now I want one. But I don't. I have an alligator standing monster that looks like part man, but he's not. He's just mutated alligator. Show of hands. Who's disappointed there's no shark? I have a shark. There is a shark. I have a shark.
The shark that gets punched.
I have the shark that gets punched. I just posted the cover. Go look on my
Oh yeah, it's a new cover. It's great.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh yeah. Don't forget, like people don't know you're like 27 issues ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. Today I got the first 2 pages of issue 17, and they were so good. And I can't show anybody but Lori. So it's very
because I won't share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
Hey, are alligators like frogs? You know how frogs they go in the mud and they basically fall asleep all winter and don't die? Maybe if you
alligators, yes.
Yes.
They actually will. They'll be in water that will freeze.
Yeah.
See that their nose is above
Just their nose. Yep.
There you go. So all we gotta do is freeze the alligator, and then you can mail it, and they're slowly defrosting until they get to their location.
I'm still upset that they haven't found Wally, the emotional support.
They haven't found him yet. No,
they're not going to find him.
They're not going to find that alligator.
That guy stole him. That guy, the whatchamacallit, totally stole the pest control guy. He totally stole it.
Yeah.
He probably recognized him. I'm sure he has a vest on that says Wally on it. I mean, you know who it is. Well, the other thing is, why didn't he just lie? He's an idiot. He's an idiot and an asshole at the same time. Like he said, "Oh, I released it in the swamp. I don't remember where it was." And then later on, he's like, "I'm not telling where it was," which means he stole it. But why didn't you just lie and say where it is? Oh, it was that one over there. I mean, this guy isn't the smartest guy. But anyway, I miss Wally. I like watching little Wally go. Anyway, but anyway, yes, I'm a little far ahead on my issues. Lori has told me to slow down. I stupidly don't listen. But I just
only when Carissa's like, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot, and I'm like, you might, you could
slow down. Well, literally, when he finishes by the end of the year, he should be finished with issue 22, and that's literally all of next year.
And in my own defense, I always back it up with, but you do you. You know what I mean?
You do. You're very
like, you just do you. I'm like, this is, you can't do
because she's going to do that anyway. So
I'm like, I'm not your boss. I'm like, if you want to keep going and bitch and moan, I'll be here. You just call me and bitch and moan, and I'll pat you on the head.
All I ever say to Lori is, "You're absolutely right." But
I am not listening to you. I don't care.
And then she keeps going. And I'm like, yep, she's still doing it.
Seriously though, I think my biggest problem is I have to stop buying covers. That is I have enough covers for all of 2025 and now 2026, and I still have 3 on being made.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so but I mean, there's obviously some things maybe you could do differently. Obviously, cause yourself less stress. Going to less debt. We get that.
I do everything differently.
But all of us who've been in this for a while can give us all your advice. I mean, you're doing your thing. You're getting it done. You're getting the stuff out there you want to see. So really, we try to help you along the way. But sometimes you need people like you who are just gonna.
Thank you, Michael. I did see that. I thank you so much.
Oh yes,
sorry.
I forget that I'm in charge of this
That's
No,
like I had
Thank you.
my I was just in an anthology. And my buddy George reaches out to me. Oh, we're going to do this anthology. It's going to set this goal, and we're going to do this. And I told him, don't do this. Do this. You know, make the book shorter. You're doing too much. And he didn't listen. And guess what? He made his goal.
Yeah.
It was stressful, but he did what he wanted to do, and he did it. You know, you don't have to take everyone's advice.
So there's a couple of reasons why I'm like a year's worth ahead. So it started as my loving artist quit his job.
Yeah.
It's when he was starting issue 3, he's like, I'm going to quit he had quit for and getting a new job. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not going to get a new job. I'm going to keep doing this. And it's like, that's not pressure at all. And that was
anxiety is the mother of invention. So now that forces you to,
so
you got to keep.
Yeah. So I kept saying that, all right, he's going to be too busy one day. He's really good. I'm just going to keep going until he's too busy, and then I'll be ahead. So that's one reason. The second reason is I'm going to assume he's going to wake up one day and be like, I'm done with the story. Like, I don't think so. Like, he literally he went away to Italy for the last 2 weeks, and he got home today, and the first thing he did was do 2 pages. And he goes, I so missed drawing the story. And I was like, I miss getting pages. So the other reason is I have total withdrawals not having pages. Like, I love getting new pages. I love seeing the story. The hardest part of the whole thing, besides paying for it, is I can't show anybody. So Lori has nicely been like, she pleases my my desire to show off it.
I do the same thing though. I'm like, look at this. She's like, yeah, that's great. I'm like, no, look at it.
I can't even talk to my artist about what's going to happen. He's like, don't tell me. I was like, you have to read it. I don't know, not yet. I was like, really? And then he got upset because what I just showed you, Lori, about what happens at the end of 16. I said it to him. I said, my letterer is upset about it. And he's like, don't tell me. He's like, you already drew it, stupid. He's like, oh, don't tell me anymore. Gosh. I was like, but my letterer was very upset. He threw something at me and he was just like, I was like, don't worry, it'll be fine. And then he has to
totally doing this.
Yeah, I'm like, it's already done. It's already ready. Then he goes, he was really nervous and he goes, Chatty will be okay though, right? I was like, sure. Chatty will wind up okay eventually. So there's things I can't tell people, and Lori knows how absolutely horrible it is for me to not tell spoilers. I would spoil the entire
for spoilers because she's like, in issue 47, I just want to let you know, and I'm like, you need to stop talking about issue 47.
Yeah,
we're in issue 11, dude.
Yeah, I love talking about it. So,
really, we never noticed.
Yeah, I know. I people would think I hate the story. I don't know.
Hi, Chad. Hi, Tom. You guys have been quiet. Hello, John. Nice to see you.
Hey.
So somebody posted something on Facebook and said, what can you talk about for 2 hours? It's like, give me 2 days. I can talk about my story 2 weeks straight. Whatever.
It cracks me up because Carissa's like, I don't like going on the longer shows. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have any problem talking. You're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I could talk for, I think our first show here was like 3 hours. So I don't really obviously have any problem with it. But anyway, Tom, who doesn't need me at all, there's his site. But go ahead.
We finally
Tom,
cracked 7,000 today.
Yay!
I hope to crack 6,000 someday. So you do your whole little spiel that you like to do that people just have to see your page and be like, I'm backing it. So we'll do that.
Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. That's what I said, right?
Tom makes it very easy for himself.
Yeah, he's just like, look at it. You'll back it. It's great.
Look at it. That's a good pitch line.
It's always like,
I just want to point out that he has 43 created. Granted, I have 11 created in a year. I have 11 created in a year, which still is.
I mean, that is something, right?
Lot.
I've got 20 and I'm 15 years into this. So, you got a lot.
Yeah, 11 in a year is probably a lot. But this year,
5.
5. Boo.
Like I have to do, what did I say next year? I have to do 8, 15, 16, 17.
I was like, you're going to have all gray hair when you're done.
I have to do 8. I have to do 8. I had to count on my fingers. Yes, I did. So I have to do 8. So we'll figure that out later. Anyway, this is Tom's time. So go ahead.
We
Tom.
do about 8 a year now. That's kind of normal for us. Yeah.
But you also don't ship in 48 hours.
Nope.
That's all right. I probably can't do that forever. I'm assuming. I don't have the backer count that you guys have. So anyway.
Yeah, that's always going to slow you down. I mean, we've had backer counts of like 600 before. It's like you're not doing that in 48 hours.
Brutal. You probably don't gift wrap each one too. So anyway, here's some amazing pages. Look at that freaking art.
Yeah.
It's we got Nia Rufino to come on and do the art for us this time. This is our book, and basically what it is we take all of our characters from all of their normal habitats and send them to summer camp this summer, so that so it's sort of like old 80s summer camp movies like Meatballs and Ernest Goes to Camp, things like that. So it's just letting them kind of let their hair down, have some fun. Okay, maybe not. And then it evolved now into what we call BDI 365, which is taking calendar days, like weird calendar days, like Goth Day and Alien Abduction Day and all this kind of stuff, and incorporating those strange days into the story. So this year, there's actually 3 stories in this one, or 3 days in this one story. So it's National Drive-In Day, which was the 6th when we launched. Catnip Awareness Day was Saturday, and then coming up on Friday, this coming Friday, is Skateboard Day, and then we end Saturday night. So all 3 of those calendar days are part of the story being told in the book itself. So
I love this art.
Yeah, and that is our catnip. For those that don't know, Catnip Awareness. Now you are aware. That is Catnip from our book. She's the star of our Goth Day books, and she got super popular. And when I saw that there was a Catnip Awareness Day, I was like, well, we're gonna have to now. Gonna go ahead and have to use that.
Yeah. Like, how can you not?
Yeah. And then there's back issues. We have very, very limited quantities of back issues.
I wonder if it's hard to shop with clothes with the tail. That's my thought process out. I'm getting.
You just have to get the bikinis that dip down in the back.
What does she wear?
Can't be the straight. Can't be straight across. Well, no, just for summer camp.
How does she have the tail all year? Doesn't she?
Yeah, but it's attached to her belt.
Okay. Look at this.
Yeah, so there's Alien Abduction Day. That was the one we did last year. I've only got about 10 of those left. Basically, that's Ukalik. She's an Alaskan superhero, and in that story, she finds aliens, UFOs that are abducting the local reindeer, and she has to figure out why they're abducting the deer. So that's what that story is about.
Because Santa Claus is an alien.
Duh.
Yeah,
I like how you all answered that.
Yeah. So I had posted John's link in there, so I'm going to post this link.
Thank you.
Yeah, 5 days left, guys. And so 7,000, technically we have unlocked stretch goal number 2, but I also know how this game is played, so I'm not officially announcing it just yet because we've had some dropouts over the last few days.
That's right.
But we're technically unlocking stretch goal number 2. So we'll probably announce it tomorrow once we make sure we have a little buffer in there for the dropouts.
Yeah. Jordan feels because he gets hand delivery.
I feel like yours, Tom, are pretty, are you locked into like a shorter amount of days, or do you just kind of project to project?
Oh yeah. I don't do our longest goal or our longest campaigns now are 3 weeks. I won't do anything 4 weeks again. Unless it's like a big thing, like the toys or whatever, that's different. But for a comic book, I will never do anything that's beyond 3 weeks.
I'm annoyed that mine has to be longer because of the 4th of July.
Yeah, because the holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're only adding a few extra days. That's not a big deal. That's not
Trust me. They're not going to be paying attention on the 4th.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I usually
you're extending for a very reasonable purpose.
Yeah, but I'm ending on a Monday. I do have Monday and Tuesday off, so I could still ship within 48 hours. But like usually, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get it all out, and like half of Monday. So not that I have to get it out in 48 hours because nobody seems to care but me.
Will not care.
I know, but
if it's another day,
right? They won't even notice.
They won't notice.
Yeah, I'm pretty locked in right now. About 24 days, but I may even go shorter. It just seems like
I
cutting
really
those
like-
weeks
The
out.
more
really
that I
like
do these
these.
things, the less I am convinced that anything beyond 2 weeks matters.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Mhm.
I only want to do 2 weeks. I did
Yeah.
18 and that went really well.
There's the only thing, the only reason to go longer is people's paydays are
Yeah.
variable. And so
Yeah.
within that context, yes, you can probably tap on a few more shoulders in that regard. But what are you doing with all that dead time? Waiting for those guys to get paid in whatever, whatever framework they're trying to get paid. So you really have to just decide, like, look,
So-
we're going to wrap this up in 2 weeks, guys. This is what it is.
How long this
Or
show
you
goes.
got to suffer with that long dead period.
Yeah,
that,
and
you know,
hopefully with this new, they can pledge after. You can catch a couple of the people in.
I'm
there.
not doing
right,
that.
exactly right,
I
exactly
know
I'm not
right.
doing
Carissa's
that.
not doing it. She's stubborn, but I'm gonna definitely offer something
Nope.
if somebody clicks on
Nope,
it.
nope, nope. I
Just
don't want to do that.
just make sure you understand how it worked, because I thought I had it figured out, and when I launched, half of my tiers disappeared because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never coded
Yeah.
correctly.
Yep,
How do we do
I
it?
saw that.
I was
But,
like, well, that's messy.
Yeah. No, the only reason, so originally why I had longer days was because I was doing 42 shows a campaign. But I don't do that anymore. Mostly because I ran out of shows. But
Except for mine. You always come on mine, and I'm
I
grateful.
always come on yours. I have
myself.
this lovely non-show here. Puerto Rico. Bloody hell.
Hey.
Yeah, so I that's why I originally had it, but honestly, like my 5-year goal is to have like a week-long campaign. I just want to be like,
Yeah.
whatever happens. Like people pledge the first 3 days and the last 2. So like that's all I want. That's all I
I
want to
think
do.
the 10-day campaign is the wave of the future, man.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Well, I have so many that I need to get them done.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, I just have way too many.
So Lori, you clicked the button that said launch when campaign is over, didn't you?
launchman campaign is
Yep.
over.
So she
Yeah,
did the
that's-
opposite.
Yes, I did. But
Yeah.
it said no. It start when it launches, or wait, I forget. But you have to put in like 2 prices.
Yeah.
So what
No,
I
you
thought
don't.
I was doing was
No, you
telling
don't.
it this is the price you use after the campaign ends.
It hasn't
Right.
asked me that when I was doing it.
It did today when I did it. It's asking you. You can put it the same price if you want, but it gives you a suggestion to put a higher price in.
Yeah.
Now, at least now, that's
Dude, I
Well,
have a
maybe that's-
Kickstarter. Like when my
maybe that's the
Kickstarter
plan.
ends, the next one's in 3 weeks. I don't need that little thing. You just
No,
buy
you
it. and
don't. No. But I'm in production for another 2 months. You know
right.
what I
And
mean?
I have
People
multiple
buy
titles,
books,
so
and that's
somebody
fine. I
might
don't
find it.
order.
Yep.
I
But
wish I
I was like, this is too messy. F this.
I get 2 weeks off. No, I get 2 months off for Christmas. So I have November, and I'll have half of November and December off this year. So that's when I take a break. And January, whatever is the second Monday of January, I start all over again. And I have to do 8 campaigns next year to get all of book 3 done. So that the following year the hardcover starts in January, and it starts all over again.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Repeat until death.
You know what? We'll see, because right now I'm obviously focusing on the 44. So I don't know if I'll ever do the series 2, because 44 is a nice complete series, but I also obviously love the 30 in series 2. And in my mind's like it's only 30. It's only 30 until I add up how much 30 will cost me to make, but it's only 30.
Chad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's the first time I got to hear you talk. I was like, "Are you with us?"
Oh, sorry. Listen,
That's why
I'm in
I
the
was
middle.
whole
You went
first
to
half of
nappy
my
zone.
of the show, and that's on me.
I went to
But I
nap.
was
I
just
went
like,
to nap zone
hey,
today.
taking a nap.
Like,
What's
No,
going
I
on?
posted
have been.
Chad's link. So
I have been
Yeah,
up
yeah.
since 6:30 this morning.
That's not that
So,
early.
I'm
For me, it
usually up at
is.
3, but I got
I'm
to
in the
sleep
middle
in.
of moving, so
Oh, well, there's that too.
yeah,
You're up early,
And
and
I
you have a
just-
bunch of physical stuff going on, and no
yeah.
fun.
So I'm like, ugh, I'm dead. I'm dead inside
I'm
today.
sorry.
And I
It's
did
today?
Jason Doobie show like an hour before this one too, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, I see
My
your
whole-
late pledge announcement thing now. Yeah, they're fucking keep
Yeah.
updating this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray.
So I was just like, I did it wrong. I probably could have gone in and edited the the tier, but I was, live, so I panicked and I just duplicated the tier made it correct, and then I had to go and delete all the other BS. So I think it's right now. But it's annoying.
John taught me how to do that. He's like, "Hey, you idiot! Did you know you can duplicate it and then fix your mistakes?" And I'm like, "Oh."
That's what I did.
And you know what? I don't even know why I was looking at your campaign, and I was like, "Why does he have this paragraph that's like, oh, this isn't the real artist, this is the fake artist, and if you back this one, you actually get this." I'm like, "Man, you are confusing the hell out of people."
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
I didn't know how to fix that.
He flipped the artist names in the tier, so he's trying to tell people you got to flip it around. The actual cover you'll get. But all you do is end the tier, and then you just restart the tier,
Yeah, and I did that, and I was like, "Oh, that's
you just can't edit things after people back it."
Yep.
Lori, did I tell you what happened?
It's really silly.
But I found last.
I saw it in the group chat that you had flip flopped the shipping.
I don't know what.
That would have been a mess.
Someone said something to me about backing something, and it made me realize that I didn't have the metal trading cards added to the metal cover. So I went to go and add it, and when I was adding it, I always duplicate. That's what made me think. I always duplicate the last tier or whatever. So I duplicated it, and I was like, "Oh shit! I reversed this shipping." So like shipping for every single effing tier was reversed. So it was saying the US was $26 or $19, and then the single one for the rest of the world was $6. And I was like,
"Oh no!"
So not only did I have to start over and go all the way to the top, there's always that delay while it's saving. Then it goes all the way back to the top. So with my horrible memory, I had to remember what the next one is. So because it doesn't show you, so I have to click back into it to make sure I already did it. And then get out of it.
Back at the top anyway.
Well, I had 40 something tier. It was awful. Fortunately, my add-ons were correct. So, and my add-ons aren't too far off anyway. So it would have been like $2, $1. But somehow I did 40 add-ons correctly, but my tiers were all reversed. I don't know how the hell I accomplished that.
Chad, tell me about your fish story. Tell me about your fish story.
It's about fish. Go fuck yourself now. So. Oh, we'll just.
Are we playing the video? Are we playing the video?
Yeah. We'll play the video.
Play the video.
No.
Play the video.
In a world with fish, there are people who want to sleep with them.
Listen to me. I'll sing.
This is Chad singing, by the
way.
No, it's not. But it's actually a buddy of mine.
We're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boy, steady she goes. Up jumps the eel with his slippery tail. Climbs up aloft and he reefs the topsail, and it's windy weather, boys.
That was awesome.
Thank you. That's actually, Krista, that's Blake. He did that.
Of course he did. He did. I'll show my starter next, and you could see the video. He does all of mine.
He did that. This book follows Otis Yessi Bayard, which if you can't actually pronounce his name, that's fine because that's the ongoing joke. It's whatever the fuck all. It's about a man whose dad was murdered by a fish. And so he is completely out for revenge to find the fish that murdered his father. It is Moby Dick meets John Constantine. So if you love crime noir comics, this is for you. It's a lot of fun. It's funny. It's grotesque. Otis is the type of character who will do anything to get the job done, including sacrificing sixth graders to bring out a big fish.
We read that.
So, hey,
nobody likes sixth graders anyway.
No, they don't. No, they're awful. I was one. I should know.
I mean, we all were there, but we met one recently.
Well, yeah, we all suck. We all suck. But you can get a.
Yeah, that's the one I chose.
This one.
Yeah. Michael Lanning. Sorry, I always say his name out of order.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I know everybody says his name out of order, but yep. See Michael Lanning. He does the main one.
I love this one, but I
want that hammer. That's what I want.
I love Vic's cover. It was very hard to decide, but I went with this one because I just love
Oh, Daphne Lacious.
They just look adorable. There.
Hers is my favorite because she just messaged me saying, Chad, my idea is Viva Las Vegas. And I said, okay, do not go any further, just do it. Like I don't care. Just go. And then but Vix is really great. I mean, everybody did a really great job with their covers. Yes, yeah, there's only 5 covers, and then I have my small add-ons as well. This campaign is very simple. I didn't go like with Sparkle Dog. I didn't do like t-shirts or anything like that. I just did a very simple covers, stickers, and everything, and then I have my add-ons.
I got add-ons. I got add-ons.
You did, and I was very happy about that. You got the Daphne Lacious mini print, and then everybody does get this bookmark.
Isn't he adorable, people? Look at him.
Is that the bookmark?
The bookmark, yeah, it's just my face. That's the bookmark. This is the bookmark.
That's the fish that murdered.
This is me trying to pitch. This is me trying to pitch my comic to a fish.
Did they buy it?
You know, they said they would think about it.
You know what though? You probably should have laminated the pages before you sent it in there. That probably would have been better.
That would have made sense.
That would have made more sense.
Should have.
Look who it is.
I know it's all Tim. It's all my team.
I have a cover from him.
So. I know you do, and I've seen it, and it's great, and you should publish it. So
I don't know. I have like 40 covers waiting, so we'll see.
I know, but you should do that one next because
I just had to move 7 of them from book 3 to book 4 because I added in the sexy nurse outfit. So
how does Wells come into this? Where did you bring in Mr. Thompson?
Oh, he sort of fell into it. So
like
I sent him this. Yeah, he fell into a pool. I actually threatened him at gunpoint.
Did you?
Him and I were talking about like comic book scripts because he was getting into editing, and he wanted to do more editing projects. And I'm like, oh, hey, check this out. Do you have anything like any tips or anything? And then he goes, Chad, I'm going to edit this, okay? And then he did. And I was like, awesome. Oh, okay, cool. So he was, because Wells and I have been friends for like a few years now, so.
That's cool, yeah, he puts out a lot of cool stuff. I had a similar situation with Aaron, who is now, I guess, the publisher on your book.
Yep.
I approached him about a project, and I was like, I need an editor for this book, and he's like, I'm co-writing this book. And I was like, okay. So then he co-wrote the book, and now we have a book coming out.
Yeah, you have the One Last Heist.
Final Heist, yeah.
Final Heist, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was that. And then actually Aaron decided to do the lettering for it as well. So after Tim was like, I'll do the lettering, and then Aaron was like, no, I'm gonna do it now.
Nice.
So you can do it. So that was kind of cool. But actually, this whole book kind of started with assembling the team. Was I want to do this book? I'm like, cool. That means I have actually something really nice. The campaign's kind of slow. I'm not. I'll just be totally real. I'm not too happy with where it's at right now. But like, it's only 24 days. I think I'm gonna do fine. So I'm not too worried. But at the same time, though, I'm like, oh. Well. But I'm excited. I'm happy about it being out there. Also, it's probably the funniest thing.
It's a struggle for a lot of people on Kickstarter nowadays. So yeah, you got to be realistic, but hopefully you'll get your groundwork here with issue 1, and then with issue 2, you'll build on that.
Are you funded yet?
And
$10.
No, $10.
Oh no!
I know. I've been checking since we've been on, so I can interrupt and say, "Congratulations, you were funded." But it's like, oh,
no.
You're closer to being funded than I am.
Yeah, well, your goal is a little higher than mine.
There's only one person on this call that's funded right now, so all of us are on the struggle bus.
So
Chris will be there in like one more backer.
So, or 2, depending. I get a lot of digital backers. So obviously everyone has heard me talk about this every day for the last year and a half. But here is Worthy Chaos. It's Buffy, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, horror, supernatural, all that fun stuff. I'll play the first minute because you don't want to. You can go back and watch the rest, but I think the whole video is like 5 minutes because I just add on so new people can see it if they want it. Yeah, of course it is.
My favorite part of the song.
So,
oh.
Oh.
I was jamming.
Only Lord knows what to say.
Sorry.
But the funny story about it is, so when Blake does my videos, they're pretty much, I make the speed 2.5 faster. So,
Yeah.
when it looks really fast, I don't speed up the music. That is literally how fast the music goes. But it goes. I have to do that because the whole video I think it's like 5. Yeah, it's 5 minutes. So yeah. So I made it really fast. Otherwise, if it was his every time, it would be
20 minutes.
at least 11 or 12 minutes because each one he gives me is about a minute. So it would be about 12 minutes. Oh, and I'll play the little, where is it at the end? I think
It means it's time for a new video.
No,
Condense.
it's adding on. It's a new video every time. And then of course I like
She's like, no, John.
The average person watches for 90 seconds, but she's going to make you hang out for 20 minutes by the end. If you're here for the issue 44, you're getting a 44.
She does the
It'll be
whole
a
where we are now thing.
But if you
the average
know,
person is not lasting 90 seconds on these videos, man. Holy shit. I think those numbers are massively flawed.
The first 30 seconds is the new issue, and then it tells you this is for new people. So you don't have to watch more than 30 seconds. You don't have to watch it at all.
But I think part of the point is that if people come to that and they see it says 5 minutes, they're probably not even going to push play.
Right.
You know what?
I agree. 100%.
You don't have to watch it.
Even the video on my campaign, let's look at the actual numbers right now.
Bro, I won't even watch mine.
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to join.
So my video right now is 54 seconds long. It has been played by a total of 36 people, and only 33% of those got through 54 seconds.
Wow.
Don't you have hot babes too? That's depressing.
Hot babes, they knew they were there for the hot babes. All right, they just
But
get
that's the thing is that they're not there for your videos. It's different when like my video on my current campaign is 3 minutes and 20 minutes long. I've had 20 plays and 40% of them have been completed.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, even that's still pretty low overall. That's
I'm on day 3.
Low. But yes, 100%. You actually go do acting videos.
I do think I have shtick.
You have a completely different shtick. Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
100%.
People show up for the videos.
100%.
That's true. That's true.
Can you throw me $1? Throw the dancing monkey $1. I'm over here making an ass of myself.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's there for people that want to watch it, and obviously you don't have to watch it. But I think my last one was 5 minutes and 25% had watched the whole thing. So bless them.
Nice.
But it's just mostly to show you the art. I mean,
it's just me watching it.
Chicken nuggets.
It is probably.
I'm talking Carissa's. I make John watch mine on repeat.
Yeah,
I used to make fan videos of my characters using the actors that we had in mind for them, and they're like 45 minutes long with subtitles, and I can watch those all the damn time.
I've seen these.
Yeah, though I did an amazing job. I wish it's a skill that I had that goes to waste. Like I worked my ass off on those videos, and no one can see them because it's like You really can't use, leverage and supernatural footage. So I have 3 covers. This is Jonas.
That's the one I got.
What?
That one.
You want that one?
I got it.
The one I backed.
Oh, well, I mean, she does look hot tied with chains. But I don't know why she has red shoes
Lori's
on.
telling on herself.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like it
this
a
is,
lot.
so he
Just wait
did
until you
another
read my
one.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how would say his name? Is it?
Oh, bye, Chad.
But he did another one of her in a nurse outfit about to be felt up by zombies. So he's like, "Is it that one?" I was like, "Unfortunately, not yet."
God.
What?
Sorry. Did you fund?
I did, thanks to Chris. He wanted me.
Yay!
So, yay! Thank you, Chris. You didn't have to do that.
Yes, he did.
No, he did. No, he did not.
I'm
But
teasing.
it is completely appreciative.
He was
and then
like, "I'm done. I don't want it to sit there at $10." That's why I'm
Turn the
like,
video off.
Turn it off.
What?
He's like, "I'll pay you to turn off."
I'll pay you to stop the video.
Yeah.
No, the video's fine.
I was like, I need to be a little closer, then someone will be sad that I'm not, if I'm $10 off and just put me out of my misery. Please.
Lori and I have funded each other just so we can go to bed.
Yeah, seriously. I've been like, okay, fucking done. Going to bed now.
Yeah. So this is I just realized it has the wrong letter on it. So ignore that because it's actually very important. Whoops. I'll fix that later. I've made Lori edit these like 1,000 times because she's like, stop doing these like 4 months early. No. So okay. So this is Kevin Sharps. He works at Marvel, and there's a list here. That's probably not even half of them. But thank you. Chris is like, thank you. He's awesome. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. And we won't go through all the tiers because I don't have 4 hours, but I will show a couple of the inter pages that are by Matt Chambers. They, colored by Matt Chambers, lettered by the amazing SK, who I have to tell you is the most patient guy in the world because he just went through and re-edited 8 through 12. And man, do I feel guilty. But this is
I was on a podcast with him last night.
He's absolutely phenomenal. He is re-lettering my issues 1 through 7 because Jonas and I was starting out together. We did everything. We wrote, and he did the ink, the pencil, the ink, the color, and the lettering. Because we were starting out and he was severely underpaid, and it was just what we did. So he's re-lettering them now. And he got issue 1 done, and it's phenomenal. And my artist does not feel bad at all. My artist was so thrilled that I got a letter, or I think that he was like, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, SK, the nicest person in comics gets thrown around a lot, but SK may be that person.
Yeah, he is literally the person there is. Yeah,
the actual name.
You get the little email that says you've been funded, but that can go away by someone canceling. So that's kind of a.
But they don't take the email away, so you still get it.
No, okay.
Yeah, they don't send you an email. Try harder.
Try harder, damn it. And then here is a page of poor Serafina chained up in her nice little nurse outfit. And then my stretch goals are a little different. They're personal stretch goals. So if you pledge 50 or more, it used to be 50 not counting shipping, but then I have to do math. So it's 50 just pledging. And you get the sticker of her, and then if you do 75, you get a sticker of her and the very sexy outfits from the prequel, which, by the way, for the first time is available in print because I got asked every single campaign, when are you going to print it? I'm like, never. The thing cost me a fortune, but here it is. So, and if you do 125 or more, you get obviously what was before, but you get the really, really, really weird suede trading card. I don't even think they do it anymore. They might. I have no idea. I had to buy it because I wanted to pet it because I thought it was fuzzy. It's not as fuzzy as I would like. Yeah, I mean, you can pet it and be happy with it, but it's not. It's not pettable. But it is a very cool card, and not a lot of people have suede cards, so I threw that in there. Also, I have issues 1 and 2. So if you're new and you don't want to spend a lot of money, for $5 you get issue 1 and 2. You actually get the re-lettered issue 1 and the original, because some people like that. I don't know. And then for $5 you can get all 3 covers for the PDF for issue 11 and all the PDFs from the past variants that are available, and everything are in add-on. So if you missed one, you can go and get it, and that's it. So that's all I'm going to go through, because like I said, we don't have 4 hours, but set aside an hour and go look at all the things you can get.
It takes 20 minutes. We've clocked it.
Yeah, it does take 20. I did add on, even though I have a disclaimer everywhere. She's not in this issue. I have Bassett in here. She showed up on my doorstep like a stray cat would, and I had to put her in there. So she's not in this issue. She arrives in issue 13, but everyone wanted her, so there she is. She's also as an add-on. You can also get her in some of the tiers, and there's only 50 of her made, and she probably won't get made again. So there you are. So there's other stuff. The only thing I will show, because there's only one of them. What the hell is it? Wow, there really are a lot of tiers. Okay, so we have 2 handmade statues. You've got the Seraphina and Draven bust, and you have the Anubis 12-inch bust. And there's only one of them made. There's only one of them available, and then that's
Size
it.
matters.
Size does matter, damn it. And then, like I said, we have tons and tons of add-ons. If you like metal trading cards, there's tons of metal trading card sets. Some of them there's only one set of whatever, and there is, for the first time, there you go, printed. If you like fishnet stockings, she wears them the whole damn time, and they get ripped. And there you go. So there, that's it. So all you have to do is search. Can you put links to
Do you want me to put your link?
Yeah, because I can only put them into YouTube. So yeah, put all the links if you can, and
it won't let me do it, but let me I'll put your link in the private chat, and then you can grab it and put it. Okay.
I can't put in anything. I can only put YouTube, so I'll have to go back and put it in Facebook. It won't let me put in anything.
He wants it in the Facebook.
He's in YouTube. Oh yeah, they're in the comments. If you guys want to, you can go look for So there's one. That's a lot of letters for dyslexic, but you can do that, or you can go to Zoop. And I always say to search. So if you go to Kickstarter, search Worthy Chaos. I'm the only thing that pops up. Go to Kickstarter and search Set the Hook, and there it is. You're welcome. There's a Zoop link. And so there. So then we have Glorious, who technically should have been before me, but there she goes. Did you not? What do you have to do? I can't see anything. You have to control it. I can't do anything.
I got it. I need like $173.
Damn.
I'm so close. And I've been pushing today, but it's a Monday and people just aren't feeling it.
It's all right. Only a few days in. You're doing well.
Yeah. We're honestly, we're like 3 days in. The campaign was only 22 days.
In 12 hours, she has what I might make in 2 campaigns. So she's doing pretty good.
I'm not complaining. I'm not at all. It's one of those, like, when you see the finish line, though, it's like you just want to cross the finish line.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where we're at. But we still have 19 days to go. We're gonna unlock a ton of stretch goals and have lots of cool things unlocked. So yeah, here she is. We got a new interior artist on this issue, which was scary.
I did not know that. I missed that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Marco DeFio is an amazing artist, and he's usually on about 3 projects, and a 4th one came up that was an amazing opportunity. And so when he and I talked about it, I was like, you have to take this. This isn't going to fall in your lap every time. So, we weren't sure if he could do Path on top of all these other projects, because I'm trying to speed up at this point, right?
Right.
So we just had a long talk about it, and we just decided the best thing to do was for Path to get a new interior artist. We're still friends. We don't hate each other. Like, he did a variant cover. He will continue to do variant covers. We're local to each other. We'll see each other at cons. Like, we're friendly. It was all in, it was all happy. We're friendly.
He'll be back.
Maybe.
No,
and maybe you'll consider allowing him to come back.
Maybe. I don't know. Gilbert is so excited to be on this project. And he knows how far it goes, and at this point he's not afraid of that. So he wants to be there for as long as he can. He signed a 4-issue contract, so he's like, yeah, I'll sign that. All right, here we go. So he'll be doing 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we'll do a trade paperback.
Nice.
That's the plan is. So, but 5 is that middle part of the movie. That's I've been talking all day. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is misfiring. But it's the middle part of the movie where we already know how the world works. We already understand the main character and what he's about. So now it's time to go off on that mission and then have everything go wrong, so that we can fix things in the third act, right? And so if you know anything about this story, things have been going wrong for a while, but you ain't seen nothing yet. We're about to burn shit down. So this world is a world where death is broken. So your body can die, but your soul doesn't leave your body upon death. And that's people, animals, insects, fish. People are not flesh-eating zombies. They are more like dimension fast forward. You're yourself, usually at the beginning, just depending on how you die. And then as your brain rots, you get forgetful, you get violent, you get vegetate. It hits everybody differently.
I have that now, and I don't have that problem.
I feel like I'm going through that as we speak, where my brain just doesn't want to make the words that I'm trying to say. So
words are bad.
Yeah, words are bad. So Jude St. Clair is like the last guy still looking for the answer. He's trying to figure out what caused all of this. And he's determined. Even though he makes mistakes, he has major consequences to small actions because this world is unforgiving. He's still unrelenting. We have giant undead bears. That's Big James. If you're not familiar, he's kind of our unofficial mascot. He has his own fandom at this point. So I have these cool GIFs. If you want to take a look, it shows you like the art and kind of synopsis of each issue. Take a look. We're Western apocalypse feel, but it won't always be. In issues 3 and 4, we jump back in time. You get to see the beginning of the apocalypse, what it looked like, the chaos.
This is to make everyone jealous.
Yeah. Look, I got mine too. I got my Big James.
Everyone's got one but us. Damn.
How did you not offer these
You had
again,
a chance.
man?
They were available last campaign. People were like, when are we getting the plushie of Prince? And I was like, I can send out canned horse meat. That's cool.
Oh, harsh.
I kind of want to now. But look, John, here's the interiors on this issue. So you can see there's a change, but not a lot. Like Jude still looks like Jude. We didn't, start fresh and do something completely different. He's similar. So Gilbert is doing his best to keep the style similar. Of course, it's never going to be the same as Marco DeFeo. No one can never replace Marco DeFeo, but it'll be different going forward. We get some really cool variant covers. If you haven't seen them, we have William Russell, Reaper. We call this one the Pale Moon. Pale Moon. So as you can see, shit's about to go wrong. We got Victor Medina. So hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
So hot right now. This is the Big James setting sun. So cool. Everett Watkins, who's a familiar face for Path of the Pale Rider, did the la 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 la. If you zoom in on the Pale Rider and the logo, it's full of maggots.
Cool.
Fun times. And then here's the Marco DeFeo cover where we burn everything down. And that, my friend, is a blister beetle in the front that is on fire. So if that doesn't tell you where we're going, nothing else does. I mean, we got cool stuff, t-shirts. You have Died of Dysentery and Big James. We have a 120-piece Lola puzzle, jigsaw puzzle. We have hot sauce. I don't know if you've seen hot sauce on a campaign before, but there's 3 of them available. And you can get an individual bottle or you can get the sampler pack. This is kind of taking a life of its own. We started out doing single bottles of the Path of the Pale sauce. And the first time I had it on campaign, I made 6 bottles. I I brought them back for the trade paperback, and we made 12 bottles of barbecue sauce. I am 3 days in, and we currently have 26 bottles spoken
Jesus.
for.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm going to be making a shit ton of hot sauce for this campaign. And I kind of am excited about it. I love making hot sauce. It's fun. We got new Funkos coming. The Cali St. Clair one is still up for grabs. There's 2 spots left on that. This is the only time you can get these. I do not order them for my website. I do not order them for cons. These are custom made. And if you want these, you have to get them when they're up. Like, I don't go backwards. You can't get the big James one at this point. You can't. So if you want to jump in on these, jump in now, because once they're out of stock, they're out of stock. Secret rewards. I got a cool idea for this one. I think everybody will like it, but I've done 3D printed things. I 3D printed the Big James little minis. I 3D printed the wearable disc. I've done a bottle of bones and ashes with a handmade box. That one was really cool because it's like, if you put a seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. What happens when you put a bottle of bones and ashes to your ear? Can you hear the voices of the damned? So it's a little warped, but that's how I roll. Of course, we have this is so cool that he put this up. This is the original art, not a print. It's not a poster. It's Bristol board with the inks from what Gilbert drew. Look, he's so funny. Posing with his creation. So this is available in the add-ons. So there's only one. It is a little pricey, but it's a piece of our history, because if Gilbert's here to stay, you've got the first cover that he's done.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think so. I think he's here for the long haul, which is
I think he's like Jonas. I
think so. He just wants to go. He just wants to go all the time.
If Jonas doesn't draw, like, he had to change his whole schedule because he had 4 days in between drawing the story, and he's like, and he has other stories.
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
He's like, I can't do it. I was like, okay, buddy. I was like, you get paid at the end. I don't care. So he's like, it's not to get paid faster.
Our T-shirt tier. I did
I got a
something
t-shirt,
different.
and my husband wants to steal it, so now I'm a little pissy because I was wearing that one, the yellow one. He's like, "Where's mine?" I was like, "Really?"
He wanted one.
He wants one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you can still get it, because on this one I just said T-shirt. Yeah,
I bought one. I'll just get another one for him.
I was like, is he stealing yours?
Probably.
Sure. Don't steal my shirt. But I opened up all of the previous T-shirts as well, so you can get the new design with the "You have died of dysentery" and Big James. But you can order any of the previous ones as well, or as an add-on. So a lot of times we were doing 2 T-shirt designs, but of course they're not cheap. So if we had like the Voodoods and we had the ASL Jude saying bullshit, and you could only get one because that's all you could afford, now you can go back and get a previous design. So
nice.
We have a Choose Your Own Adventure book in the add-ons. This is always a winner. It's Choose Your Own Adventure book where you get to put on the hat and boots, walk around the apocalyptic West. You run bounties, and you can die about, I don't know, 1,000 ways. You can die on page 4. You start over.
That's cool.
Yeah. Of course, on either previous issues. What's that?
I used to love that game.
Choose Your Own Adventures.
No, the
Oregon Trail. Yeah.
Right, man. My poor editor.
I failed the river every time. Like, I had no idea what the word, whatever.
Oregon Trail.
Yep, every time. I never
always
crossed the river.
Starved to death, I think.
Yeah, I won't ever have that problem. So
I starved to death. So miscellaneous merch, go look around in there. I opened up a lot of the merch from the trade paperback that I have extras. So there's the Big James Care Bear stickers. We have the temporary tattoos. We have pins. We have really kick-ass button packs. I was showing them off what's on the back of them, because
those little cards are cool. Do you print the cards yourself, or?
I had a friend of mine that has a button company, and so he and I had a conversation because he reads Path, and so he's like, "Yeah, it's cool to have buttons, but what if we did this on the back? And what if
it's really cool
QR code, or what if we put Morse code? You know what I mean? Because we're always like, there's a riddle or there's something else." So he was the one that's like, let's do something extra. And I was like, yeah, man. So they're gorgeous, and I bought 100 of them. So if you want one, get one.
Super
All
cool.
the previous poker cards are in the add-ons as well. We unlocked one poker card so far. This is every 50 backers. We switched suits this time. We were unlocking hearts, and we unlocked a spade.
What?
Yeah, switch it up, man. So I will keep unlocking as we go. And you can get these for free if you continually come to our campaigns. You can get a whole poker deck for free, which is cool. And then, of course, we have the dollar amount stretch goals. We got merch. We got PDF bundles. I got keychains. I got the slice and dice. I got button packs. And if we break 8,000, which I don't think we will, but I threw this up there, I'll go get a tattoo. You do not get to pick it.
Mine is 500 backers or over 10 grand, and then I get a tattoo of something Jonas will draw for me in the story.
And real quick, every single back cover I do is a riddle, so you can participate in Path of the Pale Rider like you're in the world. Like, we have phone numbers to call, we have secret videos to unlock on YouTube. We have things that will show up in your mailbox if you answer the riddle correctly. It's a lot of fun for me to build these. I think it's a challenge. I have some really cool ideas coming, websites to hack. I don't even want to say. There's a lot of cool stuff coming, and it all works. So, like, when you call the phone number, there's something that plays on the other line. That's Path of the Pale Rider. So it's cool. And of course, we do short films. This is kind of our little avenue where we get to explore things in the story that we don't get to tell in the main story. So
Chicken
like
nuggets.
And chicken nuggets. That's basically the bloopers. Chicken nugget related humor. Here's an example of the slice and dice. That was the pumpkin that people named, and they voted on a sledgehammer, and I smashed it to smithereens dressed as Pikachu because that's how we do things. But then these 4 are the short films. For $20,000, this theme song. Oh, that would be awesome. Hey, I have to mention something. I was just on Critical Blast show with RJ, and he surprised me with something. He was playing his ads as we go in, and then he started playing this Western sounding song. And Ray, we'll talk about that too. But he started playing this song, and then it started singing about Jude being on his he wrote a song, Carissa.
Wow.
He wrote a freaking Path of the Pale Rider song and played it, and I'm crying in the back. And awesome. He brings me on, and I'm like, oh, okay, like trying to compose myself so I can tell people about this story. But it was amazing. I will have to play it. I know we're at the end of the show, but I'll have to play it at some point.
We're at the end of the show an hour and 8 minutes ago.
I know. So. I'll play it tomorrow on Tuesday Morning Brew. That's how I'll premiere it. So. But yeah, that was just amazing. And then I was talking with Ray today. This is what I love so much about this story is that people think about it when they're not reading it. So he read issue number 1 and is working on a review. And he was like, hey, we're funded. Right? Am I looking at it funny?
No, you're funded.
You're funded.
I was like, wait a minute. Yay! That's 2 of us that got funded on the show. Yay! Thank you, whoever backed. That was so. And so Ray sent me a message today, and he's like, I've been thinking. And so he sent me a theory about what he thinks is going on. And then I was like, that, and I never tell people if they're right or not. I'm just like, that's really interesting. I'm like, he noticed something that most people have not noticed in the story yet. So he's kind of tuned in. So, but I was like, I'm not saying you're right and I'm not saying you're wrong, but you have seen something that is important, right?
Big James is Jude St. Clair's father.
That's what it is. You heard it here. John spoiled it. Okay, you don't have to read the story anymore. Oh, that's awesome. So exciting.
2 Good funders. Job. There you go.
Yay. So that's it. That's my spiel. Thank you for whoever backed, and we'll keep going. We'll keep unlocking stuff as we go. Tom, I don't know if you're glazed over or what's going on.
I'm just listening.
You're just listening. Okay.
He's taking it all in.
He's just like,
He's been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Although he willingly does this every Monday, so it's his
He does. He loves it.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in comics for 20 years. Of course he loves it.
You didn't say no, so.
I didn't say yes. I didn't say no.
Yes, you did. You said yes. You're like, hey, can I come on the show? Okay.
Actually, I didn't ask you. I was what I did is I saw you guys show and I was like, what's going on in here? And then a link showed up.
And he's been here ever since.
I was like, oh my God.
If you just send Tom a link
he
to
never
anything,
left.
he will join.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
And
DM
23
him a link
episodes
right now to
later,
something
I'm
right now.
still here.
Are you safe, Tom? He's really not. When you hang out with Carissa and I, not safe.
Yeah,
I'm fine now, Travis. It's the green room that I'm concerned about.
As you should be. So, yeah, there's no holds bars in this crazy non-show as it is. So
someone got a Funko Pop. That's what did it.
Wow.
So only one of those left.
Very cool. Yeah, you should have got the Big James one, but no. Anyway, so while it's quiet, I'm going to say now we can end it. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can literally stay here all night. But
we will.
Yeah, Lori and I have been. She'll be like, "Can I call you?" And I was like, "Sure." It'll be like 11 o'clock at night. 3 hours.
4 hours later, I'm like, "We should go to bed.
Can I go to sleep or something?"
Oh, but did I tell you?
That's how it always happens. It's always like, "Oh, wait, before you go," and then
let me tell you this one more thing.
And one more thing before we.
Are you both from the Midwest or?
I'm an Italian New Yorker, so I have those 2 against me, and now I'm in the South, so I have 3 against me. So yeah.
I'm from the Midwest and I live in the South.
Yeah,
currently.
So yeah,
and I do know how to play the piano, Travis. I do.
It may be fake,
just not that one.
Not the fake one.
That one, you are correct. That one is fake. We only let Elton John play that one.
Yeah, I'm still like I'm always surprised when Tom shows up. So and he shows up first. So he has
when I show up, I'm the one telling you it's time for your show.
Like he has plenty of time. One day Tom is going to not tell me and there won't be a show because I would literally be like, what's going on? Which reminds me of a joke that I can't tell, but I'll tell you later, Lori.
Oh, tell us in the green room.
It's not a bad joke. I just fine. I'll just tell the joke. It's stupid as can be. But they're on a plane and everyone's waiting, for the pilots to come, right? So they look out the window and they see 2 blind men with seeing eye dogs and canes, and they're walking towards and they're dressed like pilots, right? And so this is a random stupid joke. So they're like, that can't be our pilot. That just can't be. So they get on the plane and they go to the cockpit and everyone's freaking out and the plane's going and it's getting closer and closer to the edge of the runway where all the water is. Like they're gonna go straight into the ocean, right? So everyone's like getting hyped up and they get to the very edge and everyone screams and the plane takes off, right? So everyone's like, oh, okay, that's right. So the pilot turns to the other pilot and says, one day they're gonna scream too late and we're gonna go right into the water.
Wait for this. That's all they know. They have to pull up.
Yeah. I don't know how they land, but that's for another day. But anyway, so that's the end. We have to do the whole spiel of a real show. So, John, why don't you tell them where you can find them? See, I can do a non-show.
Yay, non-show. I am John from Part-Time Comics with an X. It's where you can find me on all social medias and everything. The best place to find us is linktree/part-time comics, again with an X.
Yeah, that. Tom hates doing this, but when he has a live show, he normally lets it go and does it. So go ahead, Tom. There you go. Very well said, Lori.
You can find me where Tom is. I just follow him around, apparently. I'm on all the things. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on X. And what's the new one? Twitch. Chicken nuggets. I eat chicken nuggets. Twitch. I play with chicken nuggets. I throw the chicken, not the Twitch.
Threads.
What's the other one?
Threads.
That's the one. Thank you, John. I'm like, John, you tell me where I'm at right now.
The worst one.
But yeah, come watch my podcast every Tuesday. It's called the Tuesday Morning Brew. We have lots of very talented people. Everybody on this panel has been on the Tuesday Morning Brew.
Everyone's talented.
Oh, that's true.
Chad is the last one, and he's coming on the first week of July. So I will have Chad and I will have collected all of the Pokemon. I will be the Pokemon master. So it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. I host a podcast on Wednesday that I do the same thing, but it's just a lot shorter. And it's called Any One World Showcase. Thank you again for letting me come on the show. I wanted to very much. I'm so excited to come on where we were all live, and that was a cool thing. Crystal's like, you're gonna miss it. And I'm like, no, I won't. Send me the link.
I'm like, we're all live for the first time, and you're not gonna be on the damn show. And
I'm coming. I'm gonna be there. She was
I've
like,
already booked with Lori for August. That's how far out she is. So
I am
people are
booked
booking
every
me in
month for the
September
rest
and
of
in
my life.
October. John, I'm booked in October. It's crazy.
It's popular. Well, when you do something consistently too, you should have a.
I guess
you're very.
I do. I have a great chat. I have a great following. I got people all over the United States and in the UK that follow, Tuesday Morning Brew. So,
which is why you should start selling single issues overseas. Just saying. I do it. I do it, and I'm shocked that 3 people do it every time. And
I will let you ship them for me.
What's the difference?
Carissa has been promoted.
I'll set it up for you.
My campaign manager.
It ships the same way. There's no. It's not like you're sending it by like carrier pigeon. It's the
That's what I feel like it is, Tom.
No, with Pirate Ship, you fill it out and it goes to a U.S. station, and then they ship it from there.
There's not even.
What is VATS tax? Someone needs to tell me what that is, because that's why I got scared.
No
VATS tax.
I have to renew and I have to pay a VATS tax. I have to apply for a number every 3 months.
No. We get about 6 to 8 international backers. It's very easy. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, just do it. I wasn't going to do it
either. There's no secret things. The only thing you have to do is you'll have to fill out a little custom thing that says like book. Whatever it is. And that's it.
That's it. I have more problems. I have more problems in the U.S. than outside.
That's a good.
I didn't start doing.
I've had problems shipping to Canada. I've had things get lost, and I'm just like, ugh.
Well, I mean that can happen, but
that'll happen in the U.S. But I had never done overseas until I got the hardcover, and then I didn't realize how many people were like, "I'm so glad you let it ship overseas," and then I felt guilty, so I got guilt tripped into doing it, and now they do it all the time. So anyway, so I guess to find me, you can just search for Chaos anywhere you want. So Worthy Chaos, Kickstarter, Worthy Chaos, Facebook, Worthy Chaos, whatever the twit thing is, X, whatever. I'm on TikTok that I never go on, but have somehow 1,200 followers, and I'm on Instagram, which I can't stand, but I have like followers on there, so whatever. So search Worthy Chaos. We launch every other effing month. I don't know why, we just do. And we have merch galore, including the new plushies. I do, yeah. Because
I mean, that's all you can do. Be yourself, man.
I have 44 issues. I have to get through them before I'm dead. So
that will be me. I will be 97. I'll be on issue 12.
I'm going. I can get them out in less than 6 years, and then I can, if I want to, I could do. If people are still actually reading it. I could do series 2, which is 30 issues. So,
and then we can do cons together when we're 97.
And we probably will. So, my husband,
you're invited. John, you want to go? We'll bring the walkers. We have a rascal race.
Yeah, I'm game. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna hang this up before we're here for 3 more hours. Thank you for watching this non-show, and you still have to find us Big Shark so that I can cancel the show. And I don't have to do this anymore. But until Big Shark is released or someone gets us a freaking copy, we are stuck here.
She loves it. Don't lie.
I wouldn't be here without Tom. So we will be here next Monday if Tom shows up at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, man, I'm here next week. I don't have any shows planned for next week, just yours.
Okay. It's not mine. It's a non-show. So I'm going to hang up.
Okay.
I can't call it my show. That requires responsibility that I don't have.